all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Rosie on house. Every Arizona homeowner's best friend for over 30 years. Saturday mornings 8 till 11 on KTAR News 92.3 FM and the KTAR News app.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, good afternoon to you. Welcome in, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. No Jimmy B today on ESPN Radio Phoenix, 98.7 HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app. And we are also broadcasting on YouTube. And we got a loaded show today, as we always do. We start with a question everybody in baseball should be asking after what happened last night at Chase Field. Is Shohei Ohtani the greatest baseball player who has ever lived? The Dodgers blanked the D-backs 7-0. Ohtani did it both ways. 6 shutout innings, allowed only 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and then 3 hits at the plate. He beat Arizona as a pitcher and as a hitter in the same game. That is not normal. That is not just MVP level. That is a guy bending the sport in real time. So today, as our State Breed Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, if Ohtani is not the greatest ever, who is? Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Mike Trout. Give us a name. It's up on our page and just search Roc and Manuch and you'll find it. We'll also ask what's going on with the D-backs after losing 5 of 6 and what has happened to Zach Gallen as Arizona tries to answer that question again tonight against the Dodgers. We got the Knicks who stole game 1 and the NBA Finals, beating the Spurs 105-95 in San Antonio. Jalen Brunson closes. Wemby struggles late. Rick Kamala will join us later to break that all down. We'll talk Cardinals OTAs today with Howard Balzer, Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Garson Beck, Josh Sweat, Larry Fitzgerald. A lot of stories to get into. And then coming up in this hour is Herm Frazier, good friend of the program, joins us on the state of college athletes, NIL, the transfer portal, Olympic sports, and the road to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. We'll have our daily staples on this day, football 50, and it is Thursday. So we have Rock's Man Vice and Peaks Picks thanks to Bud Light. But settle in. We're here till 4 o'clock from the Deer Valley location, Twin Peaks. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra and Bud Light.
You know, Rocky, it's the question of never seeing a guy that pitches and hits in our era. We'll probably never see somebody as proficient as Ohtani in our lifetime. Maybe it's once in a million. None of us were really around when we saw Babe Ruth pitching and hitting. But, I mean, as far as the guy he hits, I mean, look at he was 8 for 12 in the first 3 games so far. Scored 4 runs, 2 RBIs. You mentioned last night, 6 innings. Only gave up 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. So he's 6-2 on the year. ERA of 0.74 for a guy that's in a regular rotation. Now, sometimes he might miss a rotation. Then he comes back the very next day, and he's the DH for this Los Angeles Dodgers team. But here's a guy that does everything. He hits. He steals bases. He hits for average. He hits for power. He pitches. I go on and on. You know, you look at a 6'7" tool guy. We've never seen this. And, you know, you bring up the Willie Mazes of the world. You bring up
He was 5'2".
He was 5'2", but he didn't pitch. That's one thing.
He probably could have.
You know, you never know. But I think for a guy to have every tool in the toolbox in Ohtani, he's the best I have seen in my lifetime when you combine them all. Now, longevity will be a matter of will he be the best ever?
He's 31.
He's 31. So
played 13 seasons, I think.
About 13, give or take.
10 or maybe I have it in front of me. I'll find it, but I think it's less than 13.
Yeah.
You look at Willie Mays, you look at Barry Bonds, and those guys. They all played more than 20.
Yeah.
So
Hank Aaron.
I'm going to put some comparisons.
Okay.
At 3 o'clock.
Okay.
That will give you an idea to make a decision. Are we seeing the best baseball player ever? I'll make a case that we are. One thing I will show, one man show, as in Shohei Ohtani. This stat I'm stealing from ESPN. He's the first pitcher since Johnny Vandermeer in 1938 with more hits than hits allowed in consecutive starts.
That's amazing.
And he has the third lowest ERA, 0.74 through 10 starts since 1913.
Man, that's amazing. If I think of ERA and the prowess of the ERA, I go way back to, 68 when Bob Gibbs was like 1.24. I mean, if he keeps this up for the entire year, and I hope he does. I love watching perfection. I love watching excellence in his sport, whatever sport that is, from whatever position. And quite frankly, Rock, to see a guy that can do it all, literally do it all, he could probably be a catcher if it came to that, if they needed him. But I just think that to watch him, and you think of a lot of guys that we came up watching that anytime they came up, they're very capable of getting at least a base hit. And there's a lot of guys that would strike out a lot, either a home run or strike out. Ohtani, I mean, he goes double, triple 2 nights ago. He goes 3 for 4 last night. He's on base 5 times, and he's pitching a ball game. So you sit there and you just kind of watch him as he just pretty much he's excellent at every position, every phase, base running, hitting, pitching, all the above. So for me, as far as the best I've ever seen in my lifetime, Shohei Ohtani is that individual right now.
All right, but the bigger picture is the D-backs have now dropped 2 of 3 so far in this set and have given up 13 runs over the last 2 games combined. The 31-27, third in the NL West, and 6.5 behind LA. Finale tonight, Ryan Nelson on the mound, 2-4 with a 4.82 ERA. He needs to have a big one tonight. I'll take a split. If they can get a split, I'll take a split all day long.
Sure.
Got to find out what's going on with Ketel Marte. Going to give another day off.
That was interesting. The best guy in all of baseball is pitching. And all of a sudden you're back and your hammies are sore. DH. Could you not just DH?
I question sometimes what Torey Lovello does, but that's why we do this and he does that. Gets paid very well for doing it.
You think he's handled
your superstar player to get up against Shohei Ohtani?
Exactly.
I mean, we live for that kind. We live for matchups like that. As fans, I mean, come on. It's June. Put him in there.
Why doesn't that surprise us, though, Rock, that happened? You're handling him like kid gloves.
Oh, it does surprise me.
And
I think it's a bunch of crap.
I do too. I agree with you. When I heard that he wasn't going, he was scratched, and I read why he was scratched. I went, please, little back tightness. Okay, stretch out. If your hammies are tight, you don't have to play second base. Just DH. I mean, you are hot, so use yourself. But the first thing I thought of was, hey, look, if you're afraid, go get a dog. If you're afraid to go face Ohtani, you're afraid to go against this team.
Come on.
I know it's just kind of my go-to. That why are you not playing? And if I'm Torey Lovello, he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. He's like, okay, if I force a kid to play, and he's going to be a pouty face out there and not play his heart out, what are you going to do?
So did he pull his hamstring on the first when he hit that home run? He ran around those bases in literally 7 seconds.
Hamstring tightness.
Did you see how fast he ran?
Yes.
I mean, he flew around when he got that dinger.
And he's probably, I'm for sure he's going to probably play today. I don't know, Rock. I thought the same thing. When I heard he scratched and the reason why he scratched, I just kind of went, come on.
Especially when he's hot.
Yes. I mean,
he has been that hot. In the Mariner series, he was 0 for 11, 3 games. 0 for 11. He didn't get a base hit. But before that, he had multi games where he had 2, 3, 4. That's hits. So then he goes down and struggles against Seattle, and this is a way to settle him down after he was so hot in the Giants and Rockies series.
I don't know, Rock.
He destroyed the Rockies, and he destroyed the Giants in back-to-back when they played them.
If I'm a player, I'm going to suck it up. Probably the biggest crowd would have 40,000. It's Ohtani. It's the Dodgers, and you got to know that clubhouse is jacked up. Now, they get shut out 7-0, and it's Ohtani, but why would you not want to play? It's going to be your biggest crowd or one of your biggest crowds so far on the year. And I'd be like, let's go. Let's go face the best in the National League right now and just get yourself ready and just say, hey, look, Skip, hey, do you mind if I DH? Just to feel a little tightness. And if you bat a couple times and you're feeling any more tightness, okay, then at least you started. Maybe somebody else comes in for you after a couple at-bats.
Another way to look at it, just start the game.
Exactly.
Just start the game.
That's what I
wouldn't
say.
be talking about that. We wouldn't even question the hammy.
Yep.
Put him in the roster. Make the Dodgers have to game plan for Cattell.
Sure.
And then pull them after the first inning or second inning and move on.
And the other thing I thought too, Rock, was, oh no, we're not going to start this again, are we? I mean, after last year's All-Star break, guy goes on vacation, doesn't tell anybody. There was a couple times reported that he didn't want to play for whatever reason. And I sat there and went, oh, man, Cattell, don't start this. You guys are playing good baseball. Now you've lost 5 out of 6. Don't start the murmuring or guys looking at you in that clubhouse going, come on. I mean, Cattell, if it comes down to, the nut-cutting time of the year, we're going to be able to count on guys. So I just think that Torey Lovello probably angst in his breath said, scratch, tightness, we're moving on, we'll plug in so-and-so. But that's the first thing I thought of was, oh, please. Your top guy, your superstar, all-star second baseman, and he's taking a blow today? Come on. You're better than that, Cattell. At least I would hope so.
Hey, coming up, we got a full highlight reset from last night in sports. The Dodgers, of course, they jumped all over Arizona early, so we got some big swings, unfortunately. We're going to play with Kyle Tucker and Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani, who, again, was just dialing it up there. And we got some Game 1 NBA Finals, which delivered some late drama. Jalen Brunson, of course, closed the door, so we'll play some of that sound. We did find out today, if you happen to watch the game, when that young fan ran onto the court late in that fourth quarter, apparently just wanted to get a selfie. Just wanted a selfie with Wemby. Well, of course, security got to him quickly. The game was delayed a bit, and now the NBA has handed down the strongest punishment it can, a lifetime ban from NBA games and league events. The man wasn't arrested. No, he was arrested. And so that's the league's message. And if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. This kid comes running out and got the phone out, and then he got grabbed by 2 security guards, and they pulled him off, and the rest is history, and he'll never go to an NBA game again.
So it's caught the security guard off guard. I mean, if that's the kind of security you have in San Antonio, I'd be heads up. If I'm
it's anywhere, but dude.
I know, but I mean, you got to.
I've sat on the floor and I've sat in seats. Yeah. You can walk on so easy.
Sure,
it is the easiest sport to get on the field or on the court.
I think the lifetime ban's a bit much. I could see a year ban.
You got to do that though.
A lot for that. I mean,
in 10
forever,
years, kid's going to be an adult. No one's going to know who he is. He'll be able to get in. How do you lifetime ban it?
I do too.
Eye recognition. I mean, how do you not get into a NBA game?
Yeah, exactly. It's cool. A lifetime ban's a little much.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit strong.
Yeah, but how do you police that?
You ban him for a year, ban him for 2 years. I could see it 2 years, but with lifetime,
I think it's smart.
I mean, okay, I'm
just talking, but you're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
You don't want a guy to come running after you. You'd be scared for your life. This guy keep running out with something in his hand. You don't know what it is.
I'd be a short form shiver.
Oh, whatever.
He would never get to me. Never get to me.
All right, coming up, we'll get into our replay rewind, which is brought to you by Lerner Row. We are broadcasting live from the Twin Peaks of Deer Valley. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner Row, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603. Fight fans, Twin Peaks is your headquarters. Catch the greatest fight night action all month long, including premium matchups and wall-to-wall sports with no bad seat in the house. Grab made-from-scratch food, scenic views, and ice-cold beverages served at 29 degrees while every punch, takedown, and main event plays across the lodge. Don't watch the fight at homes. Watch them at Twin Peaks, where the energy feels like fight night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Arizona children enter the foster system every day. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, or just someone who cares about young people, then you may be in a position to help. Becoming a foster parent not only creates a positive ripple effect in a child's life, it can improve our entire community. That's the foster effect. To learn more, go to azdcs.gov/foster effect. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Child Safety.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Rock decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
All right, let's get to our replay rewind. We're out here at Twin Peaks in Deer Valley, and the views are always great. Even the folks that come in Anyway, let's start on the baseball side. We just got hey, it's guy talk. We just got extremely distracted.
Periodically, that happens.
Even the old man. Like, I'm glad Jimmy's not here because he would say something stupid.
He would.
He would totally, and we kicked off the air.
We would get the principal
be like
calling
the suits.
Mr. Morocco.
Yeah, Rock, we need you up third floor.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, let's start with baseball side where the Dodgers wasted no time putting pressure on Arizona. And top of the second, Dodgers already threatening. Kyle Tucker gets up, gets a pitch he can handle, and this one leaves the yard and gives LA an early 2-0 lead.
There's the 1-1. Tucker swings, hits a high, deep drive out to right field. Tucker thinks he got it all. He did. That is over the pool. It's a 2-run shot, and that makes it 2-0 Los Angeles.
Wonder what that was measured at. It was over the pool.
I bet it was probably pushing 410, 420. Jeez. Had to have been. I mean, over the plate, the very back side, that wall. So if it's 380 to close to 400, I bet it's about 410, 420. I mean, he crushed it. I mean, Tucker was due.
Yeah.
And just happens to be due against Zach Gallen, who's given up a lot of home runs lately.
Well, Ryan Nelson leads the team.
Yeah,
he's given up close to 15. So nobody does give up any tonight. All right, an inning later, Dodgers weren't done. Top of the third, Freddie Freeman comes up with runners on and does what Freddie Freeman does.
Here's a 2-1. Swinging a ground ball just inside the third base bag. That's a fair ball. Ohtani will score. Pop hits right behind him. It's a 2-run inside-out single, and it's a 4-0 Dodger lead.
So Freddie stretches it to 4-0, and he does what he does, puts the ball in play, drives in 2 more. And then there's Shohei Ohtani. We talk so much about power, the star power, the box office appeal, but when he's on the mound, it's just absolutely amazing to watch him and what separates him. And the way that he can attack hitters in multiple ways, and he changes the shape of an at-bat for a player, his impact is just off the charts. And here he is, a little bit about just a clip on him.
I mean, the guy throws a snapdragon curveball that breaks from your shoulders down to your knees. He's got a fastball that approaches 100 miles an hour and 5 other pitches to throw into the mix.
What's a slapdragon?
Curveball. It snaps. It's
what
vicious.
makes it a dragon?
I think because it comes. He throws that. It just comes right down. It goes like from your chest down to your knees. It just bang. It's kind of like what Nolan Ryan used to throw. His curveball used to just snap like from your chest to your knees, like right now. And it was just like it's here, and then it just drops out. Like the bottom drops out of it. But I mean, you're right, Rock. I mean, he threw. And I think that Bob Brenly does a good job. He said, 5-6 different type of pitches? So you can never really get a beat on him because he does have any kind of a pattern. And then every once in a while, he'll bust you inside at 100 miles an hour. Throw a sweeper, the snapdragon, the changeup, the Scroogey, whatever else he's got in his repertoire. So you can never really get a beat on him last night. So the 6 strikeouts he had, just the 2 hits, it's just so tough to think. And then next thing you know, it's a chest. Next thing you swing, it's like a chest and it drops to your knees.
All right, moving on. A little post-game after the game, Corey Lovella was asked about Ohtani and what makes him so difficult when he gets rolled.
He's locked in, he's got whatever it is, a 0.6 earned run average. He's got a 0.7 whip. So there's very few base runners. And he's just locked in. So it's a challenge. But you got to be able to accept that challenge and move forward. Find a way to get on base. Find a way to have a scrappy at bat. And then somebody comes up and slugs. That's really what it comes down to.
It's kind of like guessing. It's like, see why you think it's a bad ball. Just take a chance.
I mean, look at his last couple outings. I mean, no hitter,
but the last outing, and this is just 2 hits. It seems those 6 innings is at his benchmark. Because he's around 85, 90 at that point. And then it seems like they're really kind of monitoring him, kind of pacing him, kind of building up 6 innings the last 2 outings. Somewhat like he's gone.
All right, now to the NBA Finals, where Game 1 in San Antonio came down. Closing time, even though they won by 10, that being the Knicks. But closing time means Jalen Brunson. Late in the fourth quarter, New York trying to put the Spurs away. as Brunson delivers the dagger. Here's the clip on the dagger for Brunson.
Brunson on the drive, spins underneath, puts it up, puts it in. Jalen Brunson does it again.
It's amazing. I mean, that shot.
So
Oh.
Some of the moves he made down low. I mean, he just kind of rolled the last 5 minutes of that game. He did those dribble drives, lay-ins, reverse pivots, lay-ins, fadeaway three-footers. I mean, then that shot to pivot, and then, it seemed like he's scraping the ceiling, and they're only 5-foot shots. But just the creativity of Jalen Brunson is really something that you admire the more and more that you watch him.
But even in the loss with Wemby, he had one of those sequences where you just kind of just shake your head, right? And it was a block on one end, then 3 on the other, and then the full Wemby experience in, 10 seconds, but this is 13.
One of the leading rebounders in the playoff. Goes right at Wembanyama, blocked by Wemby. So picks it up, hooks the other way. Wembanyama, three-pointer, got it.
So you watch him in 6 for 21, not a good night shooting.
He missed a lot of shots.
He missed a lot of shots,
right? It's like, geez.
And you know what? Get the ball out of his hands down low. He had 6 turnovers. I'm like, guys, he's good bringing it up, but once he gets down low, make a couple of moves here and there, because they must have seen some things on film that they got in. They swiped the ball. They had 2 steals off of him, and then down low, he was trying to make a move. There was a couple balls batted out of there, which were turnovers, and he had a couple off his foot too. He had a couple dribbles off his foot, but aside from that, he'll learn. It's a different pace. The pace of the game was fun to watch. Guys went up and down the court. I mean, it was a sloppy first 10 minutes of the game. I was like, all right, first 1 to 20 in the first quarter would take that lead. But it was to watch Wemby, and to that point there, Rock, to watch what he can do. Now, if he can just do that on a consistent basis.
And when it was all said and done, of course, the Knicks went into San Antonio, took game 1 of the NBA Finals, road win, statement win, and the series lead. Here was the final call.
It's now 12 consecutive wins for the Knicks as they take game 1 of the NBA Finals. Their 7th consecutive road game. And one of the great playoff runs in NBA history is still alive.
No question. What a momentum, right? It's all about momentum.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, was that the best you've seen, best all-around game you've seen Cat play, defense, offense, in many years?
I don't know. I mean, when he was in
Philly?
Minnesota. He was pretty damn good there.
He was, but I mean,
he's always been a good player.
But
I mean, I have nothing negative to say about him.
No. I'm just saying that to see that kind of defense stepping up against
he's stepping
Wemby.
up his game because of Wemby. It's all the talk, and
that's it right
exactly what it is. He's got a little extra step, right?
Got more juice.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, after the game, Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson was asked about Wemby's slow start, and that's going to be one of the biggest talking points coming out of this game. And we'll talk to Rich Campbell about that a little bit later. But Wemby had flashes. He had some highlight moments, as we just played one of them. But New York made him work. Cat is one of the reasons. But here's Johnson on Wemby's first game in the finals.
Seemed like it kind of took him a while to get going. I don't know if it was first finals jitters or just the way of the game, but how did you see it?
Yeah, I have to go back and look at the film. Felt like, he missed a few shots early, and we got to get him moving in space and towards the rim, whether it's on rolls or running in transition. But we need the pressure on the rim and the force in the paint. And then they did a good job, obviously, being physical and showing crowds. But, we need to do a better job of establishing that early on, for sure.
I think that's the long and short of it, Rock, because they just were physical. They double-teamed him. They were all over him. Karl Anthony Towns accepted the challenge, was all over him. And, even though when you see some of the guys that come in, I mean, even with Mitchell Robinson coming in, didn't score a lot of points, but we played, 13, 14 minutes. He accepted that challenge. So there was a concerted effort. I felt that if San Antonio was going to win this game, they were not going to allow Wemby to be the guy that wins it for them. They wanted their outside shooting. And by the way, 3-point shooting from the second quarter on is phenomenal by both teams. But you felt that concerted effort was to go after the young guy, his third year, and really force him to do some of the things he's not used to doing. But knowing San Antonio, they're always good about adjusting. I expect tomorrow night San Antonio to tie this bad boy up, because now, as you mentioned, 12 in a row playoff victories by the Knicks, got home court advantage. So you've got to try to steal that back.
All right, our Replay Rewind is brought to you by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help. And for a free consultation, again, just make the call. One call, 602-977-1900. All right, he won the gold in Montreal. He ran himself into the Arizona State record books. Spent 15 years as a college athletic director. Now Herman Frazier is back in the Valley, and we are going to catch up with him, talk about everything college, find out what he's doing. Most recently, he's with Syracuse, just retired. Great guy, big in the community, big with the Fiesta Bowl. We'll have that conversation next, right after our first Twin Peaks ESPN Radio 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs were shut out by the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-0 last night at Chase Field. Arizona managed just 2 hits as Shohei Ohtani dominated on the mound, striking out 6 over 6 scoreless innings. The D-backs continue their 4-game series with the Dodgers tonight at Chase Field. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40 p.m. with Ryan Nelson expected to start for Arizona against Justin Robleski. Twin Peaks has the Go for Gold giveaway rolling. 5 winners score a hosted soccer match, hotel, and a $250 Twin Peaks gift card. Enter free at TwinPeaksSoccer.com and catch Michelob Ultra specials during all USA matches at Twin Peaks. TwinPeaksSoccer.com. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit StayCool-Products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Living and having fun in the hot summer sun can turn deadly when mixed with stimulants. Stimulant drugs raise body temperature, impair the brain's ability to regulate heat, and makes it harder for the heart to cope with extreme heat. Studies show 1 in 5 heat-related deaths have involved meth, a stimulant that overheats the body, putting users at higher risk. Be aware and stay safe. Meth and heat is a deadly mix. Visit thenewmeth.com.
Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Twin Peaks, the home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, joining us now here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN Radio Phoenix, former Syracuse athletic director, 2-time Olympic medalist, and Arizona State legend. I can go on and on, but we'll save that so we can talk to him for the next 10 minutes or so. And Herman Frazier joins us now on the right to the guest line. Herm, it's Roc and Manuch. How are you, buddy? It's been a long time.
Hey, guys. How you doing? I've heard some good things about your show, and just keep it going. That's all. That's all that matters.
Well, Herm, you go way back with Manuch as well as myself, Festival, and we're going on 22 years, Manuch and I. And I always say it's the longest relationship I've ever been in. So, any words of advice for another 22 with this guy?
Hey, just give each other their own space, and I think you'll be okay.
All right, so you retired in February after 15 years as an athletic director. What does life look like now that you're back in the Valley?
Well, guys, to be honest with you, I just retired from from Syracuse University. As far as a lot of things that I've been doing, I continue to be involved. For instance, I still handle the Bowerman Award, which is the top award for the male and female student athletes in the sport of track, which is sponsored by Nike. I also still serve as the chairman of the jury of appeals for all the USA track and field national meets. And then I also handle their Olympic trials. When you see athletes getting disqualified, that's really yours truly behind the scenes. And then I'm still involved also with the Olympic Committee. Every now and then they'll call me up and I'll get involved with one thing or another. And then most recently, as I retired from Syracuse has a sports management program that's really named after David Falk. And you can recognize David Falk as the gentleman who was the agent for Michael Jordan. And they also have a campus over in LA. And so I'm going to go back and forth a little bit doing some things for them. So we're still busy and we're still involved. And it's my way of staying involved in sports and also trying to stay young.
Yeah. So Herm, here we are 2 years away from the Summer Olympics. Give our listeners an idea. Are we in pretty good shape with track and field in reference to a lot of the up-and-comers as they're ready for the 2028 games?
Yeah, I think as I look at the talent that's out there that's been competing in the World Championships and also in some of the other international meets, I think the talent's going to be good. This is a big shot in the arm for Los Angeles. This will be the third time that city has hosted the games. And again, track and field will be hosted in the Coliseum. But there is one significant change. In all the previous Olympiads, swimming was always first. This coming Olympiad in 2028, track and field will be first because they have to convert the Coliseum back to football for obviously the USC games that they play. So that's going to be a difference.
When you look at colleges that are cutting and consolidating the Olympic sports to pay for the revenue sharing, how is the sport right now? Is it healthy? Does it need some help? Where does it stand right now?
Guys, to be honest with you, I'm afraid. And I'm afraid because, when you look at what the current number is at the $20.5 million that's been allocated by the NCAA for NIL this year, and I'll only speak about Syracuse. I've had a couple conversations with Graham, obviously over at Arizona State, but Syracuse, for the most part, had identified their 20.5 going to football, men's and women's basketball, and then to a lesser degree, the sport of lacrosse. And so every school is different. And so when you start thinking about how much money that is, every school can't sustain. And so somewhere along the line, something's going to get cut. And everybody's kind of waiting to see who's going to make that move first. But I think once it happens, everything's going to start going downhill, unfortunately.
Herman, I saw that some schools we've seen schools shift to distance-only track programs, and they drop field events, jumps and throws, kind of to fit that roster caps. Is that something we're seeing more of?
I think you're going to see a lot more of it, guys. Actually, I'm headed up to Eugene on Saturday morning because the NCAA track and field championships for Division I men and women are going to be held there Wednesday through Saturday of next week. And Sam Seams, who is a good friend of mine, he's a CEO of the track coaches and the cross-country association of coaches. And they have meetings all the time. They're currently reaching out to athletics directors all over the country because they're worried. Again, there's not enough money to go around. I mean, when you start looking at the SEC and when you look at the Big Ten, those guys are rolling in the dough. And everybody else is kind of left behind. I mean, I think thirdly now you have the ACC from a television standpoint of revenue, followed by the Big 12. It's going to be some interesting times.
Herman Fraser joining us, Roc and Manuch, ESPN Radio Phoenix. Herm, in 1990, I was at Penn, and I was in SID work, did the Penn Relays, of course, at Franklin Field. And, of course, that's one of the biggest events all year. How has that, since I've been back in a long time, that's like a long time ago, but are the big events like the Penn Relays still being able to hold themselves?
It's funny you bring it up because I was just there. I've actually been the referee of the Penn Relays for the last 35 years. I took it over after my Olympic coach, Dr. Leroy Walker, stepped down. And it's been interesting because no matter where I've worked, be it Arizona State, Alabama, Birmingham, Hawaii, Temple, and even Syracuse, there was a clause in my contract that I always had to be available the last Saturday or the last week of April to be able to go to the Penn Relays. And yes, the Penn Relays are still thriving. They're doing a great job. They don't get as many schools as they used to get because now there's some other competitions that have come up in some of the conferences. And it's interesting because even Arizona State was in the relays this year. And some of the other bigger institutions were Michigan, Arkansas, Houston was back there. Obviously, all the East Coast schools are there. So it was a lot of fun. And I would say we had some rain on one of the days, but the Jamaicans are big with their high schools. But I would say the attendance over 3 days for that meet was probably approaching 100,000 people. So, yes, it's still big.
Herm, what advice would you have for the young guys coming out of college or gals that want to be an athletic director? And the second part of the question, has the general manager moniker in the office has helped as far as moving programs forward?
That's an interesting conversation, guys, because I'll be honest with you. If I was starting in athletic administration right now, I would go pro. I would actually go pro, either baseball or football or basketball. And again, that's just me based on what I see. Okay. And as you talk about the general manager aspect of what's going on in collegiate sports, I think for the most part, some of these people in these general manager positions aren't prepared. Now, if they had come from the pros, it's different because now you're looking at large dollars. You're looking at agents who are also involved. And so as you try to transition from a college coach or the college director of operations into the general manager's position, it's totally different responsibilities. And that's what I'm not seeing everybody understanding. Now, we were fortunate at Syracuse when we needed a GM for basketball. We were able to get a young man who was an alum from Syracuse, but more importantly, he had already had a few years as a scout with the New York Knicks. So that helps. So I think it's still evolving, and we just need to see what's going to happen over the next 2-3 years.
Herb, you're a multi-sport athlete, born and raised where I grew up as well, and born in Philadelphia. If you didn't go the track route with the speed you had, what direction would you have gone?
And it's funny. I was a baseball player. I played baseball in Philadelphia, and I really didn't start running track until I was a senior in high school. So once I did that, and we were able to post some pretty good times, at that point everybody said you can make the Olympic team, and thus the reason I went into track.
So if Herm Frazier were to run the 400 today, your best time at 44.95.
Wow.
What would that time be today, Herm?
Stop it, guys. Stop it.
All right, on a treadmill. On a treadmill.
Yeah.
We'll give you. We'll help you out.
Well, first of all, when I ran at 158. Okay, so right now, and it's a good thing we're on radio. But if you saw me, I'm probably around 178. So I kept the weight down through walks or whatever. All right, but if I had to run this thing, I'd pass out. I can't tell you a time.
And another thing, Herm, when we were, you're just a couple years older than myself, if you're the Rock, that tradition at Arizona State, Maurice Peoples coming through, Herman Frazier coming through, just the great track athletes in the 400 and in the relays. Does ASU still have that acumen as far as a track program is concerned?
Well, they do have a good 400 runner this year. Young man, actually, Davis broke the school record. He ran 44.4. And I actually drove down to Tucson to watch the finals of the Big 12 championships, and he ran well. The relay didn't run well because I think a few of the athletes are injured. But when we were coming up, Arizona State and Baldy Castillo really believed in bringing the hard-nosed East Coast kid from that type of weather out here to the West. And we're going to try to continue that. There's some construction that needs to be done at the track stadium, and I need to get my butt over there to see what's going on, and so I can hopefully help the coach and the team move that along. But yes, we still have tradition, and when I go to UG, hopefully Arizona State can score some points in the 400 meters.
Herb, thank you for the time. Hope we can do this again soon as we get closer to the football season and everything else. But welcome back home, and thank you so much for the time today.
Hey, guys, my pleasure. And Manuch, I'm actually going to go to London to watch Arizona State play Kansas over there. I'm still not accustomed to Arizona State being in the Big 12. Somebody's got to play next to me.
Yeah.
But, hey, guys, it's been a pleasure. And if I can ever come on and talk about certain things, let's do it.
Okay, and then you got to make the K-State game as well, too. My Cats coming to town on October 24th, so I expect to see you for that one, too.
Well, that one, and I think Hawaii's coming here, so I want to see us beat those guys too. So I'll be around.
Sounds good, Herman. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate your time. That's
Hey,
Herman
guys,
Frazier
my
joining
pleasure.
us on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Appreciate him, as he mentioned, in college athletics for quite some time, and now back in the Valley. It sounds like he's still pretty busy, and now he's going to be teaching Syracuse sports ad program out over there in LA.
Yeah.
He's got to do a little this, a little that. So we'll make sure we start getting him on once a month.
Yeah.
And just kind of check in. And
That gold medal team in 76 that they won the 4x400, phenomenal. And he got the bronze in the 400 meter. And to watch Herman, those guys run, and we'd go over to ASU, as I mentioned, watch some major track, but you'd see those guys practice running the 400. So Turner would run his 400. Next guy, and I mentioned Maurice Peoples, one of the great 400 meter runners ever at Arizona State. But those guys were just phenomenal. But Herman was like 6 foot. He was barely a $150.
Yeah.
I mean, he was thin, but he could run. That 76 Montreal Olympics team was just phenomenal. And it was unfortunate they weren't allowed to go to the 1980 Olympics. They'd have probably won another gold medal.
all right, it's brought to you today by All City Towing. They're based there in Tempe, right at Arizona State. Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or need professional transport, All City has the experience to get the job done right. 24/7, 365 days a year. They're hiring. They're growing. Dispatchers, drivers, administrators, they need it all. So if you're looking to join a winning team, head to allcitytowing.com and just search careers. It's allcitytowing.com. All right. Koufax, the birth of the Seahawks, and a goodbye to a coaching legend. That's next. It's Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B from Twin Peaks, Deer Valley.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad dialed in with Ping Scottsdale Tech putters. The new mallets introduce IQ alignment technology. Each model improves your focus to sink more putts. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Kunu, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Kunu. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Kunu Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN. The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs, defending the valley one home at a time.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
You know, Mitch, when you were coming up, did you create a name for yourself? Like, you know, someone called me Rock. Like my freshman roommate called me Rock, right?
Right.
He's like, oh, Morocco Rock. Right? That's stuck for now, 35 years. So did anyone but you never gave yourself your
No,
name.
no. This my nickname was Butch. So everybody called me Butch. That was really it.
So, you know, Kevin McCabe.
Yes.
You know, he's on 98.7.
The Dean.
Okay. So he texted me, right? And I know who it was. And I said, he's like, great interview with Herm. And I said, well, who is this? He goes, the Dean. And I'm like, he's the one who gave himself the Dean.
But I love
no one else is giving. I mean, how do you give yourself your own nickname? Like, what makes him the Dean?
Because
maybe the mayor. But the Dean. I mean, but somebody has to give you that. And there's no. Are there deans in
college?
high school?
Okay, but here's the.
No. Are there deans in high school?
Well, he's the dean of high school.
Okay,
sports.
but is there such thing as a dean in high school?
The dean.
So it's a stupid nickname.
No,
because there's no deans in high school.
I think it's great when that moniker hit. I don't know who gave it to him.
Oh, he gave it himself.
I love it because he's the dean. I mean, he knows anything, everything.
No, don't give his
high school sports.
It's going to bring out that blue jacket. No, that's such BS. You don't give yourself your own nickname.
McCabe and I go way back.
So do I.
We go 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, I don't go that far back. I knew when he was at Channel 10 covering Phoenix Fibers. I used to love his parents. They used to be season ticket holders with the Phoenix Fibers. They sit there behind home plate every night.
He and I competed. He was the grade below, in the punt, pass, and kick competition in the Ford.
But he was a hockey player.
No, he was like all around athlete. And
602-230-0620, Kevin, if you're listening.
He got 3rd place. I got 2nd place. We got these little trophies.
No, I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, Irv Cross was at the banquet. He gave us our trophies.
Irv Cross?
Irv Cross came from the LA Rams. David, this is 1968. This all happened.
Wow.
Over at
speaking of on this day in 1964, Sandy Koufax threw his 3rd no-hitter. And in 10 years later, in 74, Seattle was awarded an NFL franchise. And then we lost one of the legendary coaches on this day in 2010. John Wooden passed away at the age of 99. The word legend gets thrown around a lot, but he actually fits that.
And then we were so fortunate to get him on a couple, 2 or 3 times.
John Wooden?
Oh, yeah, we did. Remember
I don't remember having him on.
We had his book come out. We had him on.
Oh, that was back.
How do you forget? It's probably
man,
maybe
I forgot about that.
20 years ago.
You know when people ask you who are some of the biggest names you've ever I never bring up John Wooden. I don't
John
remember
Wooden, absolutely. Mike Schmidt.
Well, I remember that.
Joe Willie Namath.
Yeah.
Harry Callis. We had Jack Snow.
Joe Namath.
Joe Willie Namath. We need to get him back on.
You can't get the Dean on, though. I mean, it's like...
We're going to get the Dean on again. Because when you say the Dean in Arizona, you know, it's
you
Kevin
don't.
McCabe of Arizona High School.
But let me
sports.
just say this. There's no deans in high school sports. Or in high school, right? Is there a dean of a college or it's a dean of a college?
Dean of college.
It doesn't make any sense. If he's the guru in high school sports,
yes,
he should be like a counselor or whatever there is in high school. Not in college.
The moniker is he is so high above in high school that he's a dean in the high school realm of sports. Gets the folks on every Saturday morning.
A thing as dean.
Yeah, he is. He's the dude. He's the dean.
Time, since we're giving him all this love, what time's the show on?
He's on. He's on every Saturday from 10 to noon, I believe it is, something like that. 10 to noon. Yeah, he's dialing either that or 9 to noon, something like that. He's on Saturday morning. He gets all the great guests. He gets the controversy going. He makes it all happen. Gets all the young studs coming up. He'll track down the Tyler Shucks of the world, the Brock Purdy's of the world, and just kind of elaborate on high school sports like no other. The Dean.
All right, I just so disagree.
I love it.
Twin Peaks is where we're at today. Deer Valley happy hour's coming up at 3:00. Goes till 6. Michelob Ultra, Bud Light drafts, tequila cocktails, top shelf spirits over ice balls. They got the local craft beers. They got the famous 90. Well, I want to say 90, but it's actually 29 degree drafts. Scratch made bites. So when it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views. All right, catching up with Rick Kamala at 2:30. But first, D-backs faced a buzzsaw with Ohtani last night as the Dodgers just went nuts. We also got Roc's fan advice, which is coming up right out of the gate. Got some weird Uber items, some dumb 911 calls, leaving work early. We're going to get into that and some strange food debates. That and so much more. One of the wildest NFL fourth down facts you'll ever hear. It's all coming up here in about 3 minutes. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. From Twin Peaks, right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411 24/7. That's catering to 411 247 or Venencias.com.
Meth and cocaine are dangerous drugs. They don't have to be mixed with fentanyl to be deadly. In Arizona, deaths involving stimulants like meth and cocaine are rising. Both are highly addictive, and there is no medication that can reverse an overdose. Instead of thinking, it can't happen to me or my loved ones, get informed, recognize the warning signs, understand the risks, and know that help is available. Learn more at thenewmeth.com. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition, Leaders of Arizona.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. The romance.
What do you say we go out on a date? Some chicken, maybe some sex. You know, see what happens.
Rock searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, pop culture, and even... Yeah, here's Rock's mad advice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right, some useless knowledge for you and some advice for someone who's never been married. We've all left the phone, a wallet, or keys in an Uber. I know I have. And most recently, Phoenix Open.
Did you really?
Didn't get it till like 4 o'clock
Oh,
this day. I had to
man.
drive down to like Van Buren with the Uber driver and knock on a door and give him $100, got my phone back.
Did
But
do
it was
that
nice stuff that I got it.
Did do that check, double check, did you?
No, I mean, I don't even know how it happened, but, you know, I got home.
Good for you.
So, well, Uber just released their annual Lost and Found Index, and some people are leaving some stuff behind that kind of raises way more questions than answers. And among some of the strangest items are left in rides last year: an ankle monitor, a brand new mini fridge, a meat slicer, live fish, 2 wedding dresses, and 20 pounds of duck sausage.
Oh,
someone
man.
even left a dishwasher. An actual dishwasher.
How?
And what's the most forgettable city in America? It's New York. New York.
Everybody's in a hurry. Yeah, I will say this: we've had a couple Uber drivers that checked the back seat. I think I left my sunglasses there. Lori left something. He turned around and he looked. They checked. Hey, did you leave this? We're like, oh man, thank you. Because they do that. Most of them typically do that.
Yeah, a lot of guys will be like, hey, you got your phone?
You got everything?
You got to ask.
Sure.
911 dispatchers are sharing some of the dumbest calls they've ever received. And one woman called because Wendy's wouldn't sell her a Whopper.
A Whopper
Yeah.
from Wendy's?
Yeah. Another person called because they were bored while on vacation and wanted recommendations to things to do.
Gosh, you got to be kidding me.
One older woman called to report that a man didn't hold the door open for him.
They should fine these people. They should just send them a fine.
And my favorite, a woman repeatedly called 911 about a ghost in her attic. There's a WTF.
And that is.
I mean, it really is.
I mean, I can imagine.
All right. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. National Leave Work Early Day.
Yes.
And according to experts, some of the best excuses: a pipe burst in their house, their dog ate something questionable, they broke a tooth, their car broke down, doctor's appointment took longer than expected. So those are some good ones. I think that at the pipe burst at your house, how do you get? You can't get around that one.
No, you can't.
You tell your boss I got to go.
That one's legitimate.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. All right, here's today's debate. This is right up your alley, Manuch. If someone tells you it's all down here from here, it's all downhill from here, do you think that means things are getting worse or things are getting easier?
For me, it's things are getting easier. It's all downhill. I've got to the top, and I'm going downhill, and I'm cruising downhill.
87% of people that were polled say it means things are getting worse.
Worse?
Yeah. But 13% say it means the hard part is over, like riding a bike downhill after climbing a hill. Honestly, it all depends on whether you're hiking or talking about your fantasy football team, right? I would think it's downhill from here.
I mean, I always hear uphill challenge. It always gets tough. That challenge is all uphill. Hey, you know what? Hey, Manuch, it's all downhill from there. I mean, the last 4 holes we're going to play, it's all downhill. They're all easy holes. That's all I think of.
Do you use mouthwash much?
Once in a great while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, people have been complaining about mouthwash that it's too spicy. So Listerine now offers 3 intensity levels: extra mild, mild, and intense. So the intense is basically the traditional version that feels like your mouth is, accidentally swallowing lava.
Yep.
So now you have 3 choices now.
So it probably does the same effect. I'm kind of a scope guy. I
don't care about the brand.
Yeah.
I mean, when you know Frill's brands?
Yes.
I mean, Scope is making Kroger their Listerine or their Scope. Yeah, they're making their mouthwash, and they just put a label on it. I mean, why waste the extra money?
Kirkland at the Costco, same thing.
A man who visited every country in the world except North Korea says there are 5 things everyone should travel with. Now, you just got done traveling. You were in Italy.
Right.
A portable power bank.
Yes.
A backpack. Wool T-shirts.
We can do that. We had warm clothes.
Earplugs.
Yes.
And Starbucks instant coffee packets.
We didn't take any coffee because we just figured we'd just drink cappuccino the whole time, or espresso. So, but when if we go down to Cabo, we will do that sometimes because they don't necessarily have the Starbucks that you want.
Yeah.
That's what the only place. If you go to Europe or Italy, you're drinking their coffee.
All right, if you love the Puppy Bowl, got good news. A soccer version called World Pup premieres June 10th. 48 rescue puppies will compete in a World Cup-style tournament. The puppies represent 8 countries, and they're all available for adoption. The tournament will even have a referee, and honestly, they're
referee.
I mean, there's like already a lot of jokes out there.
Dad joke.
Yeah, just some fun ones out there.
That's
so
good.
Stay
Good for them.
watch
I mean, the thing I like about that they're all rescue dogs. They're all going to be available for adoption.
Smart. I remember Fresca.
Yes. Love
so,
Fresca.
Like your grandparents.
How about Fresca?
Yeah, they always had it in the refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
Well, now it comes with alcohol. Hard Fresca is arriving to stores. They got 4 flavors. They got grapefruit, pineapple, peach, and watermelon. It's only 99 calories, 0 sugar. Watch out.
You know, Fresca.
Watch out, White Claw.
Yeah. Fresca. And how about Tab? Remember Tab?
Tab, yeah.
The pink can.
A YouTuber, his name is Alan Farrell, is banned from every Six Flags park for life after trying to eat a 10-piece chicken nugget meal while riding on one of the biggest roller coasters. He smuggled in the nuggets onto a ride in his underwear, dipped them in sauce while traveling 100 miles an hour, and somehow managed to eat 7 of the 10 before the ride ended. The problem, loose food can basically hit somebody
at 100 miles an hour,
or you could choke on it.
That's what I was thinking.
So,
I mean, that guy
turned a 10-piece nugget meal into a lifetime ban.
Not
It
good.
was definitely really hard. So I see why Cedar Point reacted the way they did, because I can see why there's safety measures and everything like that. It was hard. I had to try not to choke almost the entire ride. I had no idea Cedar Point even seen the video until I got a message saying I've been banned for life from Cedar Point, which really hurts because I've been going there since I was a little kid. I'm a season pass holder. I'm definitely sad about how it ended up, but I understand why they went the way they did. They don't want a bunch of other people trying to pull off challenges like I do.
Well, they probably got him a million hits.
So I was just going to
It worked for
say,
him.
so if he's been going his entire life, don't you get some kind of warning or slap on the wrist or maybe maybe a year ban versus
No,
a
it's no
forever
different
ban?
than the kid who went out on the court last
No,
night. He
I
got banned
know,
for life
but
too.
the
Why are
guys-
you giving people second chances?
Because guys, people deserve second chances.
All right. Well, not when they're dumb idiots. All right. If you're looking for the world's weirdest lawn decoration, someone in Jersey is selling a 4-foot-tall Ronald McDonald statue on eBay for $2,500. It's been spray painted. It's been modified over the years. People have pissed on it. He's kneeling and staring right at you. You've seen that one, right?
Yes.
Shipping's only $100. If it was $1,000, I may jump on it. Put it in my bar.
Okay, so we used to go back east for vacation. What is with the round ball, the colored ball in the middle of everybody's yard? You go back east.
Oh, what are you talking about?
It was like it had like a little cement thing, and then be like this round ball. Like it's just like this colored, like a globe. It'd be different colors. So I used to see that in yards all the time back east. Did you guys have that back in New Jersey or anything like that? It's like a stand, and they had a ball right in the middle of the yard.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, I'll have to find it for it. But it was just like this colored ball that was there. It wasn't our ball, just like this cement thing.
So if you can only listen to one music gender for the next year, what would it be? Here are your choices: mumble rap, post 9/11 country, Christian death metal, or AI generated EDM. The winner was Christian death metal at 29%. Wow.
Is that kind of an oxymoron?
I guess. Hey, there's a German tech company that's offering, this is great, a free house cleaning. All right?
Okay.
Free house cleaning service. Sounds great, right?
Right, absolutely.
Well, the catch is that cleaners wear cameras and record everything inside your home. The footage is then used to train future household robots.
Right.
So your house gets cleaned for free.
Right.
And someday a robot learns exactly where you hide your junk drawer, what's in your junk drawer.
Well, I mean, I don't want them opening up drawers.
Well,
and
that's
finding
just part of
stuff.
it.
I mean, but we have nothing really to hide. I mean, we put stuff here and there. So if they're going to clean the house and record it, there's really nothing there to hide at the Manuch household.
67% of people support banning electronic shelf labels at the grocery store. The concern is that the stores could raise prices instantly based on the demand, the weather, the shopping, basically dynamic pricing at the grocery store.
Right.
Which is nuts. So people don't want to surge pricing for bananas.
Sure.
That would suck.
Yep.
One of my favorite guys on 60 Minutes, Scott Pelley, veteran journalist, reportedly has been fired because he confronted the new management during a staff meeting. He's worked at CBS since '89, and he accused new leadership of damaging the culture of 60 Minutes. So they said, you're done.
Well,
Like that.
he and 5 others have all been let go, unfortunately. Yeah, you hate to see the change. You hate to see the I call it the editing of 60 Minutes. They were just so good about reporting all the stuff, whether it's one way or the other. But they were getting muzzled by the new management's coming in. You just hate to see that. And he's one of the best ever.
No, I mean, as a kid, I mean, every Sunday night at 7:00 on the East Coast, you look forward to
57 years,
minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I still watch it to this day. You know, obviously 6:00 here, but I think they just finished up 2 weeks ago, and then they go into the summer break for like 4 months.
Right.
But I used to go to 60 Minutes like I used to go to CNN, where it was the news.
Yeah.
It was these really good documentaries, these good packages that were not biased left or right. Now you kind of watch the stuff at 60 Minutes and you're like, all right, they're really leaning right, or they're really leaning left. But of course we know which way they're leaning. But and then CNN did the same thing. I wish they could come. I wish they would go back to the way they were.
Happy medium. And I think that for most part, I thought all their stories were, not so much they were down the middle, but I liked how they reported facts. It's all about the facts. And
now they're swinging some opinion in there, where instead of letting us decide if that's right or wrong or which way we should believe, it seems like they have more of a narrative that kind of feeds the political part of it.
Well, and I think that the new management, to your point, wanting to soften that blow, and they're calling it maybe a Fox Light, with CBS right now, the way that they're leaning with the new management. And Pelly's like, look, what we've done for so many years, integrity, character, and if you're looking to change that or fire people for no reason, I think that's why he left. Because a lot of the former producers and people that came to his defense, he just said, look, it's about integrity and journalism. And he felt they were probably leaning too far, going back the other way too far.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
The Ultimate Classic Rock, they ranked the best rock albums of the 80s. And number 1 was AC/DC's Back in Black. The rest of the top 10 included Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. One of my favorite U2's The Joshua Tree. Another favorite, Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever. And Metallica's Master of the Puppets. So honestly, if you grew up in the 80s, that's less a ranking and more of a playlist right there, right? I mean, that's on your playlist. That's on your mixtape.
Sure. Especially got Guns N' Roses album that came out.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, I remember that when that came out. My good buddy Earl Gavinon, who's a former player, they had a security company for many, many years, and through the 70s and even through the 80s, he was Axl Rose's security guy. He traveled with the band and with Axl Rose, and talk about popularity and trying to keep people away from the band, especially Axl Rose. I mean, he just was off the chart. So just interesting to hear the stories of
so you can relate when you're a Buffalo with all the fans that were like trying to get a hold of Manuch.
The backup quarterback's the most popular guy on the team when the starters mess it up. But
they truly are.
But the thing about, I will say this, and I don't know, I know that the players in sports are so guarded nowadays that even back then, heck, somebody could holler at you from the stands, or they could send you a letter, say, hey, Danny, would you like to come over for pasta? We got about, half the neighborhood coming over on Tuesday night. We'd love to have you come over, blah, blah, blah. It was fan friendly that way. And you never thought about anybody like coming after you or attacking you. And I went to a couple households on our off nights and had great food, signed autographs, and hung out with the fans, especially in Buffalo. Just great fandom. But, you never thought that anybody would ever come on the field, harm you. And the only time I can think about where I think it was Stan White when he was linebacker for the Colts, and this is in a playoff game, probably going back in 1976. And somebody fan came running out of nowhere in a playoff game, and Stan White just lowered the boom with the forearm, took this guy down, and he was out. And so those are few and far between versus some of the streakers when that was popular.
We're out here at the Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. Of course, 5 Valley locations. World Cup is just around the corner thanks to Michelob Ultra, as we are going to be part of the watch parties that are going on at all 5 locations. So pretty excited for that. You'll just check us out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else. We'll have all that information. But they also got the big fights that are going on, too, on the 14th. It's 2 title fights. So a lot going on. UFC Freedom 250 at all 5 locations as well. All right, D-backs ran into a buzzsaw. His name's Shohei Ohtani. 6 scoreless innings, He pitched 3 hits at the plate and a 7-0 Dodgers win. How about that? For the Arizona, 2 hits all night. What went wrong? We're going to get into that as we continue on, and then Rick Kamala will join us. Rick Kamala will join us at 2:30. Talk some NBA. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplummingarizona.com. ROC number 268603. Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Twin Peaks, the home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Ohtani had 219 strikeouts. He has an affinity for the punch-out. It was the 3-2, and he gets another one here. Swing and a miss on a down-and-in sweeper.
Almost the same exact pitch, doubled up on it. Down and in hard. That had some late bite to it.
Well, ringing the bell. It's an alarm bell for the offense of the D-backs. 2 hits, 0 runs, a .069 team average last night. This isn't one game limp if the bats keep going quiet against good pitching. This is production. Where's the production going to come from? 7-0, they get beat. Shohei Ohtani does it both ways. Of course, he was 3 for 6 in play as well. 16 hits the Dodgers had yesterday. And Arizona can only get 2. And one of them, Gabby's double. And then he went 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Of course, Zach Gallen took the loss. He gave up 5 runs on 9 hits, just 5 innings. Gave up the dinger to Kyle Tucker. So now Arizona drops 2 or 3, and they got They got tonight's finale which we hope that they can at least get this one and split, which will be nice. But when you look at the offense, Corbin Carroll 0 for 4 at the top of the order. When your spark plug isn't on base, this whole lineup kind of stalls. I mean, I don't know if he's pressing or he's just running into a cold stretch at the wrong time, but that's just a big deal. We haven't been bringing up his name much at all.
Yeah, I think, Rock, you need at the top of the order, you need Marte and Corbin Carroll to be hot. You need them to be your guys that set it up. The problem is, at the bottom of the order, they haven't gotten any production at the bottom of the order to set up Carroll and Ketel Marte at the top of the order. I mean, Perdomo, we're just kind of waiting here at any particular time for Jerry Perdomo to say, look, guy, we need you to get on base. We need you to just be productive. I mean, look at him at the leadoff spot, had the one hit, but he's only hit 225. And, he was batting third when Marte and Carroll are in the order. He usually hits third. They need a lot more production at that third spot. And then from that standpoint, Arenado, he's stepped up even though he's 0 for 4. He's been more productive in the last 2 to 3 weeks with some power, some timely hits. And then you have the rest of them. I mean, you just talked about this Dodgers lineup. The bottom of their order is, their bottom half is Muncy, Smith, their catcher. You got Freeland, the second baseman. You got Call, which sets up Ohtani, and Paez. Paez is one of the top RBI guys in all of Major League Baseball. And then there's Freeman and then Betts. So, I mean, you got guys at the bottom that are getting on base to help set those guys up for doubles, for home runs, to produce the RBIs. And when you're losing, basically you give up, and you're pitching, you give up 13 runs in 2 games. If you're not hitting, it's extremely difficult to chase if Carroll and Marte. And I'll just say it, if Perdomo doesn't start getting hot or getting on the thing, they're going to drop him down the order. As a matter of fact, they did that last year. He was like 7 or 8. He started to hit when he was setting the guys up at the top of the order. So it's very difficult when you're 0 for now 7.5 games back when you're only 4 when the Dodgers came in the bat. But I really think it's a combination. If the bottom half of the order is not hitting, and you got guys like Corbin Carroll in a slump or Marte in a slump, they're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, you can't get buried at home by your division rival. You got to split here, and then you got the Guardians in town,
who are one of the highest, if not the highest scoring team in the National League. But they also give up the most runs in the National League.
I think Zach Gallen's going to get moved at the trade deadline, and maybe another home for him will get him back on track, which sucks. He's one of my favorite players on this team. But he's been so inconsistent. He gives up a homer, didn't get it out in the 5th. I mean, he's supposed to be the anchor of this rotation. Now with Burns maybe not even coming back this year. We're talking, September now is being reported?
If that.
But his velocity's still there. I mean, it's his command, though. I mean, what else is out there? It's frustrating because, he's a guy that can help this team get into the wild card.
Yeah, and it's you just wonder what happened last year. He doesn't pitch well. That's why he get traded. They took Merrill Kelly. They traded him in Texas. And so this year it's kind of the same thing. You got a 5.32 ERA. And a lot of it, you listen to the broadcast, listen to Tom Candiotti on the radio or Bob Brindley. They're not seeing the movement. They're not seeing the control. Throw way too many pitches in a game. Again, he throws 90 pitches in 5 innings. And that's becoming a factor with this staff. Other thing, too, they're not going to replace him with Brandon Pfaadt. Brandon Pfaadt got set down this morning down to Reno. And you know what, Rock? I really felt from the get-go with all the guys, the new rotation they had, that should have been the initial move. I know they wanted to be long relief, but that kid hasn't looked right coming out of the bullpen. His ERA is close to 6. He's like 5.92 ERA. Has 1 win. And I think the betterment of Brandon Pfaadt, go down, be a starter, get your work in, get your rotation in. Because to me, after watching him in the bullpen, what he's done with long relief or an inning here, or any or 2 here or there, just doesn't fit him. And on top of that, he looks uncomfortable. So the pitching for this Diamondback team, Erod looks great. He's really thrown well.
Yeah, he does.
Ryan Nelson,
Soroko's
decent.
been all right.
Soroka. So those 3, the Merrill Kelly, we'll see how he does. But I think that those are your 4. And then after that, it's just going to depend on which way they move before or after the trade deadline?
So when you look at Zach Gallen's contract right now, he signed a $22 million guaranteed contract with an annual salary of that. But the deal has $14 million in deferrals, which will be paid in 3 installments of like 4.6 between 32 and 34.
Right.
So they're only really paying him $8 million this year, which is what 1/3 of the total contract value. But he's got, and I'm not familiar with the competitive balance tax number, which he carries just almost $19 million there, which kind of reflects on the team what the value is there. So, who's going to take over that contract?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, you stop to think about, and
the money has to match on whoever they're.
Well, yeah, and do they feel that value's there? Do they feel if they trade for him, they take over that contract? Is he worth? Is it number one? Is he going to help us win a pennant or get to the wild card for whoever? If he does get traded, folks, we're just saying hypothetical here. So if he does go to, I don't know, maybe Milwaukee trades for him, and they go, okay, we got room, we'll pick him up. We need another arm. We need a guy that we feel can really be a benefactor. Or maybe he goes to the Red Sox. Red Sox say, hey, look, we could use him. We can handle the contract. I think that's it. But handling the contract and feeling he's value to your rotation as another starter is a whole nother thing. I think the other thing a lot of teams look at, too, Rock, is they're going to go, okay, so if we get Zach Gallen, who's he going to replace in our rotation? Is he as good or better than the guys in our rotation? If he's not, he'll be stuck here in Arizona like he was last year because people out there, the Rangers obviously went, we want Merrill Kelly. So he went there for the last half of the season. His contract expired. The Diamondbacks picked him back up. So I think a lot of it's not the contract itself, just the value of whether he can help them win a pennant or get to the wild card.
All right, the Knickerbockers, well, they walked into San Antonio, stole game 1. Wemby had a night to forget, I think, and we've got the perfect guy that makes sense of all of it. NBA insider Rick Kamla will join us next. We'll talk the finals, the new faces that are taking over the league. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. But right now, we'll get you caught up with a Twin Peaks ESPN Radio Sports Center update with Max.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs were shut out by the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-0 last night at Chase Field. Arizona managed just 2 hits as Shohei Ohtani dominated on the mound, striking out 6 over 6 scoreless innings. The D-backs continue their 4-game series with the Dodgers tonight at Chase Field. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40 p.m. Arizona time, with Ryan Nelson expected to start for Arizona against Justin Robleski. Twin Peaks has the Go for Goal giveaway rolling. 5 winners score a hosted soccer match, hotel, and a $250 Twin Peaks gift card. Enter free at TwinPeaksSoccer.com and catch Michelob Ultra specials during all USA matches at Twin Peaks. TwinPeaksSoccer.com. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad dialed in with Ping Scottsdale Tech putters. The new mallets introduce IQ alignment technology. Each model improves your focus to sink more putts. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Twin Peaks, the home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Johnson has an iron will as he drives against Bryant. Little razzle-dazzle. Backs in. Scoots in right-handed off the glass. Oh, what a sweet move from Jalen Brunson.
All right, game one is in the books. And joining us now, Rick Kamla, NBA insider and host of Beyond the Surface, joins us now here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. How we doing there, Rick? It's been a while, man. What's happening?
Well, it must be final time. Roc and Manuch are blowing up my phone. Let's go, guys.
What's happening? What part of the world do you live in these days?
Shoot, man, I'm in paradise. I'm on the Gulf Coast of Florida. I'm in Clearwater right now. Bopping around to Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete. But having fun down here, man. I love it in Florida. It's amazing how much. Well, shoot, you guys are in Arizona. I'm sure some people. It's so hot. It's so hot. Like, you're in paradise. You're in an absolute oven. Why are you complaining about the heat? It makes no sense to me. I never complain about the heat. I'd rather have a sweaty brow than be freezing my butt off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy down here, man. And I know you guys are in AP.
Yeah, we love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so we talk about game one. Did the Knicks, they stole it. I mean, a lot of people would say. So was this New York's defense that was just being good, or was it a Spurs team looking like a team that's in the finals, their first finals in a decade?
Man, great question. Oh, boy. Well, first of all, I don't think the fan had anything to do with the result, all right? That idiot fan going on the court. Yeah. He had nothing to do with it. San Antonio didn't collapse after that. He didn't spook Wemby. I mean, Wemby had like 8, 9, 10 points after that. I just think Brunson willed his team to a victory. I also, I just got done, with our podcast on the X-Rated Sports Network. My game ball went to Karl Anthony Towns, not Brunson, and taking nothing away from Brunson. The best game I've ever seen Cat play. Never been in the finals. You got Wemby up your you-know-what. Everybody's handing everything to Wemby before he's done it. And I love Wemby. I'm a huge Wemby. I have 3 Wemby jerseys, okay? I'm like complete. I'm a Wemby fanatic, okay? And Karl Anthony Towns severely outplayed him last night. I didn't see that happening. 18, 12, and 4 doesn't tell the whole story. He held Wemby to 2 of 12 shooting when Cat was the primary defender, rebounded the heck out of the ball, was driving instead of settling for threes. But all Cat did was, play well against Wemby. I don't mean to say all he did. I mean, he was incredible. But Jalen Brunson was the guy going bang, bang, bang and hitting that incredible dagger against Devin Vassell. A shot which, maybe an unpopular opinion, I believe it's the best clutch shot in Knicks history. I believe it rises above the Allen Houston game winner against Miami in Game 5. I believe it rises above the Larry Johnson 4-point play in Game 3 of the East Finals against Indiana. This is a finals game, and we know, they haven't won the series yet, but man, winning Game 1 in San Antonio is absolutely huge. And so I think ultimately the bottom line is Jalen Brunson he has the best intangibles in the NBA. Jalen Brunson, number one, best intangibles in the NBA. He's a winner. He's clutch. He's tough. He suffered not one but two injuries last night, played through it, had a gruesome game through three quarters, and said, flush, I'm Jalen Brunson. I'm the best clutch player on earth, and so I'm going to go out here and win the game, and he did it again.
Rick, it's interesting watching him this year, last couple of years. He's always been great. But what is the difference? You talked about his intangibles. Talk about his tangibles, a lot of the intangibles, now that Mike Brown is the head coach versus Thibodeau.
Again, it's a great question, but I don't think it has anything, like, how do I want to say this? Jalen Brunson, okay, they've done the Clutch Player of the Year award for 4 years. He's the only player to finish top 5 in the voting all 4 years. He's the only guy. Not SGA, not LeBron, it's Brunson. Every year he's right up there at the top, and he's a previous winner. So this guy has been elite, top of the league clutch for 4 years now. I don't think there's been any improvement or enhancement in Brunson's clutchness going from Tibbs to Mike Brown. Guys, Jalen Brunson, okay, I'm 56. I've been an hardcore NBA fan, and obviously media guy for a long time, but I came into the NBA in 1980 with my guy Magic Johnson. I know clutch. I'm a baseball guy. Jeter to me is the best clutch baseball player I've ever seen. I'm a huge football fan. Nobody has ever been clutcher than Tom frickin' Brady, okay? We all know clutch. We know it when we see it, right? Sure. Jalen Brunson is at that level. He's at Kobe level. He's at the Jordan level. He's at the Magic level. Whoever's level you want to talk about. LeBron is incredibly clutch. He's got 1 million game winners, right? Brunson's right there with those guys. Does he have the resume? No, not yet. He's mid-career. And do I think he'll approach Kobe, MJ, or LeBron, on the all-time list? No, I do not. Okay? But in this category, clutch, Jalen Brunson has that elite, oh my God, clutch gene, and we saw it again last night.
He's Rick Campbell joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks in Deer Valley. All right, big picture here, Rick. When the league's new faces are carrying the finals right now, we're talking about Jalen, we're talking about Wemby. No more LeBron, Steph, Durant. They're kind of fading out. Is this the changing of the guard we've been waiting on, or did the old guys just run out of time?
That's another great question. By the way, I have hosted many a remote in Atlanta in my radio days in Atlanta at Twin Peaks. Yeah. Okay, the Twin Peaks in Buckhead. I freaking love Twin Peaks. I don't think they have any down here in Florida. Yeah, I'm shouting out. I love Twin Peaks. I would always get stoked about it. We got a remote at Twin Peaks. Sweet, great food, all the whole thing. And by the way, nobody paid me for that plug. That's just honestly, I'm a fan of Twin Peaks, man. So there's a changing of the guard with Wemby. Like, I think we all look at Wemby like it's a net. Like, I'll just put it this way, and I've said this probably for 2 years now. The Wemby dynasty is inevitable. He's going to get 3. He's going to have a dynasty. It's only a matter of when. And so that's why I said to them, and I'm actually rooting for the Knicks in this series because starting next year, Wemby's going to just start plucking championships, dude. So you got to get it now or it might not happen for New York, and they might have to wait another 53 damn years. You know what I'm saying? So go get it now. But, is Jalen Brunson a part of a changing of the guard of the league? I don't know. I haven't really contemplated that. The top players in the game right now are Jokic, SGA, Luka, and Wemby. And then is Brunson number 5? Yeah, he probably is. I kind of feel like Jokic, SGA, Luka, Wemby, because they're at the very tippy top of the league. I think they're a pretty obvious, clear-cut top 4. And then we start to debate who's 5 today. Man, is it Cade? Is it Brunson? Is it Tatum? Is it Bron? Blah, 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 blah. So I think those guys at the top are a part of a changing of the guard. And I like what you said. Like, is Durant going to win a chip in Houston? I doubt it. Is LeBron going to win another chip in L.A.? Not as long as Luke is your top player, because I don't think he's serious enough to pull that off. I think he's out there. That's a whole nother long story. And then SGA already has a championship, and I don't think he's done winning championships. So, but I don't feel like Brunson's a part of a changing of the guard. If he wins Finals MVP and he averages 35 PPG in the Finals, I may have a different answer in 2 weeks.
Rick, we talk about Wemby. We were talking earlier about Ohtani and watching him as could be one of the greatest ever. There's only nothing he can't do. He could even be a catcher. So we see Wemby come along, and I watch, there's nothing this kid can't do. I mean, he's a 5 that can do anything, everything, and then some. So all that being said, I got a 2-part question. Where is he at with mental maturity, and what else can he do to improve that game in reference to being that constant you're talking about that could be winning championships year in and year out?
Time. That's it. Because Wemby's intangibles are absolutely insane. They're off the charts, okay? The pool work. The guy hung out with monks, okay? He went, I don't know where the hell he went, Mongolia, wherever. He hung out with monks, dude. Most NBA players in their off season are at the club, bro. Yeah. This cat is going and hanging with monks, okay? I've said this many, many times, and I'll say it again on your show. Victor Wembanyama is the most serious NBA player I have seen since Kobe Bryant, okay? More serious than Bron, more serious than Durant and Curry and all of them, okay? The work that he's putting in on his body, we've already seen a dramatic improvement. The guy came in an absolute twig, right? Wemby has muscle now. He actually has definition. He's got some muscle mass that's only going to get better. Guys, he's in his 3rd year. What is he, 22? He's not supposed to even be here right now in the finals, right? And he doesn't think he's ahead of schedule. He thinks he's right on schedule, and I can't tell Wemby jack bleep. But historically, he's ahead of schedule. So it's only a matter of time. But Wemby's intangibles, how hard he works, how much he wants to be great, how much he invests in this. He's kind of nerdy, right? He reads books. I don't think, and I mean that affectionately, right?
Sure.
I don't think Wemby's out kicking it at the club with James Harden until 3:30 a.m., okay? I don't think he's rocking that way. I think Wemby's getting his sleep so he can come out and bust your ass the next night. He's just super dedicated and super serious. Kobe was the same way. You guys remember that story. He and AI are working out in L.A. They say, what are you doing tonight? AI said, I'm going to not artificial intelligence, the Allen Iverson. AI said, I'm going to the club. He said, Kobe, what are you doing? Kobe said, I'm going back to the gym. Okay? Like, that's Wemby. Like, he's that guy. I ain't going to the club. I'm not trying to, drink alcohol and put calories on me. Like, he's a nerd that way. He's just always thinking about what can I do to be the most savage NBA beast and win as many titles as possible. And that's why that's a huge reason why I have 3 Wemby jerseys. I just love his mindset.
So, Rick, where can people watch you these days? Talk about your YouTube channel.
I appreciate it, man. X-Rated Sports Network. So go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. It's X and then RAYTED Sports Network. Our show is Beyond the Surface. Maybe you could just put Beyond the Surface and find it that way. But We've got a great crew. We had Stan Van Gundy on the show today.
Nice.
On Monday, we had Karan Butler and Marshawn Lynch. The upcoming Monday, 4 days from now, we've got Kendall Gill and Brevin Knight. So we're kicking ass, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, we love having you on, Rick, and we'll be doing it again. So make sure you when Manuch reaches out, you see that the 480 or the 602, you know where it's coming from.
Yeah, no, I got you. Always have. Sure, we've been doing these hits for years, man. Hey, I just want everybody to know, because I know I'm probably, like, everybody can hear my voice in the restaurant. Tip your servers, tip your bartenders, take care of them at Twin Peaks. They will take care of you, all right?
Good stuff. Well said. Rick Campbell, the pro there. Appreciate it. That's Rick Campbell joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN Radio. And speaking of Twin Peaks, right now we're going to get ready for Peaks Picks. We need one contestant to compete against one of the gorgeous young ladies here at the Twin Peaks Deer Valley location. You will be doing the NHL game tonight. You'll pick that one, and then Knicks Spurs tomorrow, and then D-backs and Dodgers for tonight. You get it right, you win yourself a nice gift card for any of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. So get on board. We'll take the fifth caller at 602-230-0620, 230-0620. It's Roc and Manuch right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad dialed in with Ping Scottsdale Tech putters. The new mallets introduce IQ alignment technology. Each model improves your focus to sink more putts. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina. Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. Sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on an ESPN 620 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right. Win a $25 man card for one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, Tempe, and Deer Valley. Now, time for Peaks Picks.
All right, we do it every Thursday. We have been for 10 years now. And Sadie joins us here at the newest location, the Deer Valley location, which has been open for a couple of years now. How long have you been working here?
I've been here it'll be 2 years in August.
So basically when they opened, right?
Yeah,
Is that about
yeah.
right?
I believe they opened a year before I started.
Oh, so it's been 3 years. Wow.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm
kind of a veteran, aren't you?
Yeah,
2 years.
technically.
So, Sadie, when are you normally here?
What was that?
When are you normally here?
I'm normally here Tuesday nights. I'm here Thursdays normally all day, mainly the weekends though too. Like
Okay.
NFL Sundays, I'll always be
Nice.
here. Doubles on Saturdays. I'm here a lot.
Where are you from originally?
Me, I'm from Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where about?
What was it?
Where in Arizona?
Phoenix or Glendale.
Glendale? Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Born
All
and
right.
raised.
You're a native.
Yeah.
One of the few.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Sadie, the way this works, you're competing against John and Peoria.
Okay.
And we got 3 games. All we need is the winner of the 2 games. And then we're going to ask you for the winner of the 3rd game. And then we just want the score you think it's going to be. And you're
Okay.
competing against John. And the winner will receive you won't. But if John wins, he'll win a $25 gift card for Twin Peaks. So he can come visit you. That's why I asked when you're here. So,
Gotcha.
So far, the ladies are 38-16. So you guys have been
A little pressure on you there, Sadie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Pressure.
all right, so tonight, game 2 of the NHL Finals will be big at all 5 locations.
Mhm.
Golden Knights of Vegas, they're going to be in Carolina and Raleigh, and currently they are up 1-0, the Golden Knights. So who do you think is going to win game 2?
Oh, let's see. Golden Knights are up 1-0.
Yep.
I am gonna say, let's do the Golden Knights.
Do it again?
Let's go for them. Yeah.
All right.
2-0.
All right, so going with the Knights. All right, Max, who'd John go with?
John is going with the Hurricanes today.
Ooh, Hurricane.
Love to see that even up. Love to see that one go 7 in that one.
All right.
All right, second question. We got the second game. Knicks at the Spurs. That's going to be tomorrow night. Knicks stolen last night in San Antonio. So which way you leaning on this tomorrow night?
Oh shoot. Let's go with the Spurs.
The Spurs even it up?
Yeah, even it out.
Love to go. All right. Which way did John go there, Max?
John, you guys are not aligned. John went with the Knicks today.
All right, and
Whoa.
final one, then we need to score this game, Sadie. So D-backs and the Dodgers, the finale of the 4-game set. It's at Chase Field. Who's going to win this one?
I always want to say my home team. They didn't do the best last night, unfortunately. So I'm gonna say 6-2, Dodgers 6, D-backs 2.
All right.
Going against the home team.
Unfortunately.
All right. What's John going with next?
He's got Diamondbacks 5-4.
5-4. Okay, good stuff. All right, that's in. We got him in. So we'll see. It's all brought to you by Bud Light. That's our Peaks Pick. So, all right, Thursday. What time's happy hour, and what are some of the things that we do during happy hour?
Thursdays, we got happy hour from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
and then from 10 p.m. to close. And then all happy hours, we got $2 off all of our well draft beers as well as all well cocktails.
Okay.
And then we got $2 off some munchies. So cheese bites, chips and queso, chicken tenders.
What's the go-to appetizer?
I love double stack nachos with chicken because it's a big plate and you can share it with as many people because it's so big.
Really?
I also love our cheese bites. Those are really popular.
Okay.
Both
Well,
really good.
Well, Sadie, good job. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate
Thank
you. Did
you,
a great
thank you.
job. So come out and visit Sadie here at the Deer Valley
She's
location.
always working. For
Always
crying out
here.
loud.
It seems like it. So good stuff there. So again, happy hour begins at 3:00, and then they do reverse happy hour at 10. And it's all brought to you by Bud Light and Michelob Ultra, and of course Michelob Ultra, the sponsor of the watch parties that'll be going on during the World Cup, and specifically Team USA. As you know, I wear another hat. They work out at the athletic grounds, and we have Turkey coming in on Monday, and they'll start training for a month. Got a big community event going on on Monday, and the response has been overwhelming.
Great to hear.
To the point where, FIFA allowed 2,900 tickets that we could use because our stadium only holds 2,500. So we're going to have 400 to 500 standing room only. Tickets went in about 2 hours.
That's
all of them
great.
Free.
Yes.
Well, it's great, but if we could, if our venue could hold 10,000 or 20,000, it would be full.
You would have.
It's. I've never witnessed anything like this in my 30 years in sports. The power of FIFA.
Sure. I think that just being a part, just to come out and watch these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, just to see, hey, these guys are World Cup players. These are some of the best of the best.
All right, but
well, hey, they are, Rock.
I mean, they're freaking out over it. Hour and a half practice.
Why not? I mean, it's just this is sometimes the closest they'll come.
Yeah, it's true.
To World Cup
Yeah,
players.
I get it. It's cool. No, it's been great. All right, longtime sports writer, Cards beat writer for SI, Howard Balzer, will join us coming up next. But first, the guy who throws 6 scoreless, gets 3 hits in the same game. We just watched it, so we're putting it on the table. Is Shohei Ohtani the greatest baseball player who has ever lived? Where does he rank when you look at Ruth, Bonds, Mantle, Mays? We'll dive into that next. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here, Twin Peaks, Deer Valley.
Take your taste buds on vacation this summer at Sonic. Heat things up with a tropical Heat Sonic Smasher. 2 hand smashed patties made with Angus beef, drizzled with jalapeno pineapple glaze. Then cool down with a tropical cream slush with coconut, pineapple, and creamy vanilla soft serve. It's like a tropical vacation, minus the flight delays. Try the tropical duo for a limited time this summer at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head, and the total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wolf here, and if neck or back pain is slowing you down, you need the team that the teams trust. Desert Institute for Spine Care. These guys are the undisputed leaders in minimally invasive and endoscopic spine surgery, recognized across Arizona and around the world for their expertise. They helped me get back to life, and I believe they can do the same for you. So if you're having neck or back pain, go see my friends at DISC. Desert Institute for Spine Care, online at sciatica.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell. Next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club. A one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills. Just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and the guys are live in Twin Peaks, Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Twin Peaks, the home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
And that's the book on Fernandez. 2 strikes, throwing a breaking ball, and that's often the result. That's the 3rd strikeout for Shohei.
5 ground balls and 3 strikeouts so far for Ohtani. Well-located pitch that time, just off the outside corner to get the swing and miss.
He struck out 3 in the last 5.
All right, last night in our own building on Chase, Shohei Ohtani took them out, threw 6 shutout innings against the D-backs, 2 hits, 6 punch-outs, didn't break a sweat. And then the same night, same uniform, he reached base 5 times at the plate. That's the whole Ohtani argument in one game. Because baseball has its great hitters. Baseball has its great pitchers.
Right.
Baseball has 5-tool freaks, but nobody is doing this. He's 31 years old.
Let me remind.
He's in his 9th big league season. He's already sitting around 290 career home runs, over 700 RBIs. He's got 3 MVPs. He's got 2 rings. And he's pitching like a top of the rotation guy. And that's where the debate gets fun. Babe Ruth, of course, 714 home runs. He had the highest slugging percentage in history. And Ruth was a real pitcher, too. 94 wins, 2.28 ERA before he became a full-time hitter. But when Ruth stopped pitching to hit, but Ohtani is doing both in the same week. Willie Mays, let's talk about him. Maybe the best all-around player, 660 homers, 339 steals, 12 gold gloves, hit, power, speed, defense, arm, full package. But Mays didn't pitch. How about Barry Bonds, the all-time home run hitter, 762, 7 MVPs, most feared hitter who ever lived. I think we could probably have that argument.
Sure.
But Bonds never had to carry 100-mile-an-hour stuff on the mound. And the steroid cloud always is part of that conversation. And then the legend, the Yankee legend, will end with this Mickey Mantle. 3 MVPs, 7 World Series titles. What if he would have stayed healthy his entire career? But then again, one side of the ball. That's what makes Ohtani different. Every legend on this list that I mentioned did one thing at an historic level. Ruth hit, Bonds hit, Mays had the 5 tools, Mantle did it on both sides. Ohtani is the only one giving you an MVP level offense and a frontline pitching at the same time. Now the counter is fair. You look at stats, maybe some are not there. He's around 229 homers, as I mentioned. All those guys cleared 660. You can't just give someone the GOAT based on a projection, right? But if he plays a full 20-year career and he doesn't decline, the math gets interesting. Now, I kind of played with this morning. If he averages 35 homers a year the rest of the way, he'll land around 675. Now, if he averages 40, he gets to 730 and passes Babe Ruth. If he gets to 45 for a while and then maybe tails off, you're flirting with Barry Bonds' record. So the question is simple. And Manuch is a numbers guy. Do the raw totals still decide the debate? Or is it what Ohtani is doing is so unprecedented that the old measuring stick doesn't even work anymore? Because if you strip the hitting, Ruth still won 94 games as a pitcher before he left the mound. Ohtani's case, that he's doing Ruth's career in 2 chapters. He's doing the Ruth bat and he's doing the Ruth arm at the same time. Nobody else in baseball history can argue that. So who has a stronger case? Babe Ruth, because the numbers are already banked, or Shohei Ohtani, because nobody's ever combined the elite power and the elite pitching at the same time?
I'd go with the second one. I really do. At the same time, on a consistent basis. You know, we talked about once the trade happened with Babe Ruth to the Yankees, they stopped, and he focused on hitting. And the way that Ohtani on a consistent basis and how proficient he is. You talked to Babe Ruth, was he 2.82 ERA? Phenomenal. I mean, but right now we look at Ohtani. I mean, after 10 starts, he's at 0.74 while he's, 2 for 4, 3 for 4. He's on base 5 times last night. So when I look at a guy that could do it all, and do it proficiently. I look at Ohtani as that guy for now. Now, longevity, you brought up a little bit earlier, Rock, that over a period of time, can he keep this up? Can he be a proficient potential Cy Young Award winner every year, year in and year out? Can he be a potential home run leader year in and year out? Can he be an RBI guy, leader year in and year out? Like the Mays, the Mantles, that didn't have that pitching prowess. And on top of that, you talked about running. Barry Bonds 40-40. You got Ohtani last year go 50-50, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. So I think as far as now, I have him leader in the clubhouse, but can he sustain this over the same period of time that the other guys that you brought up did it for 16, 17, 18, 20-some years? Hank Aaron, 23, 24 years. Now, they waned. He and Willie Mays waned over the last 4 or 5 years of their career. If Ohtani can sustain this kind of pace, have the kind of numbers you throw out there, and have a 15, 16, 17-year career, he might pass those numbers in 16 years. Who knows? But I think that the common denominator, the coup de grace, the cherry on top of the sundae is the pitching prowess that he currently has right now. He's sometimes, last outing he threw a no-hitter for 6 innings. Last night he throws a 2-hitter. Strikes out 6. His ERA is 0.74 now. Now he's on a heater right now, okay? But can he sustain that? And if he wins a Cy Young and an MVP, Rock, maybe at that point it might could trump him to take him. He might be the leader in the clubhouse if that happens.
The stats that I saw on SportsCenter this morning, I thought was just amazing. They do the "Did you know?" and they called it the one-man show, SHO, and it says Shohei Ohtani. Now he's the first pitcher since, I don't remember this guy, Johnny Van Meer in 1938, with more hits than hits allowed in consecutive starts. And then on the sports ticker at the same time that I kind of snapped this picture, it says Ohtani is third lowest ERA, 7.4, as Manuch mentioned, through 10 starts since 1913. It's the third lowest ERA in 10 starts since 1913. You got to go way back for that. Now, I also want to mention something. I think, Bonds is the guy with all the home runs and everything he does, right? Here's a wild one. Bonds at age 31 had about 300 homers. Ohtani at 31 has 290. Basically dead even at the same checkpoint. Mm-hmm. Bonds went 22 years to get his all-time record at 7.62. And he did have that late surge because of the steroids. So, and that, of course, is keeping him out of Cooperstown, which he should be in Cooperstown. But Ohtani's chase is going to come clean, and I'm rooting for him.
I am too.
I'm rooting for him.
I am. If he can stay healthy, what's he, 6'5", about 225 pounds, strong, lean. They say he works out. He works out all the time. I am too, Rock. I really am. I want to see. I'm hoping for a guy to get the MVP and a guy to win the Cy Young. I think we're all kind of rooting for that to be one of the first in history, maybe one of the first in history. I have to double check on that. That a guy wins the Cy Young and he wins the MVP. That would be something. Now, could you imagine? And I'm just kind of wishful thinking here. MVP, Triple Crown winner, and Cy Young. He's got that kind of potential. So when you throw that out there, guys wouldn't say, "Hey, Rock, man, you guys are crazy. You're all wet." They're like, you know what? That could happen. He's the kind of individual that could happen. Now, I can't see any pitcher whatsoever in modern era baseball. I even go back to the 60s, watching Bob Gibson, who was a hell of a hitter, but he wasn't the guy that was going to hit. He might hit 5 home runs on the year. Now, his ERA, I think, in 68 was 1.24 or something like that. But you would never see Bob Gibson play after he starts. He was a hell of an athlete, big hooper. He grew up there in Omaha. But, you look at Ohtani, he's an everyday player, and then he's a pitcher. So, and the other thing, too, that we failed to mention, when he plays the outfield, folks, he's got an absolute hose for an arm. But they don't. Nowadays, they play him they DH him when he's not pitching. But I mean, he could literally play every position on that baseball field. And I know guys could. P. Rose, he could play every position. But I mean, on a regular basis, hell, they could interchange him at any position. And he's one of those players that he'd be an all-star at whatever position he played, including pitcher.
You know, what's interesting about him is he's the opposite of a modern superstar. He's not loud. He's not flashy. There's no controversy every week. A lot of people don't know much about him. You know, his parents were athletes. His father played amateur baseball. His mother played badminton. So he grew up in a sports family, but he's so private. There's never any drama around him. He's not the big celebrity that he could be. There's no, like, social media stuff that you see about him. I mean, he even got married, and he announced it quietly, and he did not immediately turn it into a spectacle like we normally see. His wife is a former professional basketball player in Japan. I mean, what most people know about him, he just had a daughter, but most people know about him is his dog, Decoy,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
People know about Decoy more than anything, but, you know, he's corporate, he's disciplined, he's private, he seems like he's so polite. He doesn't sell drama. He just sells greatness. And you hope that these kids can watch in an era where every superstar is overexposed with social media and everything else. I mean, he's still kind of a mystery. You see the dog, you see the smile, but you just see his work. You don't see anything else. Yeah. And I think on a personal angle, he's a global icon who lives like a guy who's trying not to become one. He doesn't want the exposure.
And I think
he goes to work every day.
Yeah, he does. By the way, after that last time on base, there was a timeout, their pitching exchange. He and the first base umpire were having a conversation. So you know his English has got to be better than he leads on to believe. They're sitting there talking back and forth. They're laughing. And I know this umpire's not speaking Japanese to Shohei Ohtani. So it's kind of like, hey, just answer us in English, because they were having a conversation going back and forth. But the other thing about Shohei Ohtani is he's fan-friendly. And the only drama that had was the guy that had his money issues or the gambling issues. And now that guy's gone and gone to jail, it's as if Ohtani's had that weight lifted off of him, and he's even more outgoing than he had a tendency to believe. So it's fan-friendly. The guys love him in the clubhouse. Jerry Harrison Jr., who does the pre- and post-game on Dodgers Radio Network, who we get on Dodgers TV Network, who we get on periodically, said, look, guys love him because he works his butt off. If he's not pitching, he's in there the next day. He's working, getting ready to go be a DH. It's amazing how he can separate each day at a time and come out and give the best effort that he possibly can.
We're out here at Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. The Go for the Goal giveaway is going on. You go to TwinPeaksRestaurants.com, and they got grand prize packages in 5 different host cities to go see the World Cup. Of course, we will be part of all the World Cup watch parties thanks to Michelob Ultra, so that should be a lot of fun. Kind of looking forward to that. But coming up, we take a look at what the Knicks did to frustrate Wemby, and do the Spurs have enough juice to win tomorrow night? Also, Howard Balzer will join us in about 15 minutes. That's Roc and Manuch. No Jimmy B today here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs, defending the valley one home at a time.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rockford, my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second that could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoverez.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Deer Valley, located in the Deer Valley Town Center. Twin Peaks, the home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
We were going to talk some NBA, but we're going to put that on the shelf for tomorrow. Russell Wilson is officially retiring. He's going to join CBS's The NFL Today show. And we also found out that Bears lineman Kyle Long is also joining the show. So you'll see James Brown, Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, and Russell Wilson. And a lot of conversation this morning and on all over the World Wide Web. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer? Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer, or is he someone that you are going to have to maybe wait a while? I mean, if you look at on just what he did in Seattle, you can maybe make a case. But him in Denver, Pittsburgh, and then New York didn't fare very well for him. And the issues with his teammates that didn't like him when he was in Seattle, and all the, the fact that, it was all about Russell Wilson and the way he signs off on when he does interviews, go Broncos or, go Hawks or whatever it is. Like he's a college guy, but it was all about him. And you wonder, maybe Seattle fans would say, yes, he's a Hall of Famer. I am a little bit different when it comes to Hall of Fame. I think if you don't get in the first time, you don't get in. I don't think it should be a numbers game on how many get in. If you put the numbers up, whatever the criteria is, which you could question the criteria when it comes to Hall of Fame, there are a lot of guys that are questionable to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it just seems like these days, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think that there's got to be really a lot to. I mean, you think of Eli Manning, he's won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, Russell Wilson's been to 2, won 1. He's got big numbers. He was very successful. He took the Seattle Seahawks to playoffs along the way.
Did he, or did the defense?
Well, he was.
Or did Marshawn Lynch?
Well, I saw
he
some.
Was the star.
Okay, but I saw some big throws by Russell Wilson to get them to the playoffs. There was a couple against the Green Bay Packers, huge throws. Now, yeah, he had the defense, he had the running game, all the above, but he was that leader of the pack. So when you say, I don't not say he's a first ballot Hall of Fame, I don't think he is. I think somewhere down the road to look at his numbers, but I would think Eli Manning would probably go in before Russell Wilson. He was with one team his entire career, won 2 Super Bowls. The years in between weren't pretty, but they were consistent. And then the guys that don't win Super Bowls, i.e., the Dan Marinos of the world, who's been to one of them, didn't win it, had phenomenal numbers year in and year out. Now, Don Shula and Jimmy Johnson, they threw the hell out of the ball because that's what Dan Marino did so well. You look at Warren Moon. Warren Moon, phenomenal numbers. He didn't win any Super Bowls. Never took a team to the Super Bowl. But there's excellence there. There's consistency. So I think that you got to look at the consistent numbers. And I think what you bring up is when he got to Denver, he only had the one good year out of two. Pittsburgh, he did okay. Didn't do bad. And then with the Giants, you never really saw him get any traction with the Giants. And, oh, by the way, not that this makes a difference in voting for him, the Jets would have loved to have him as a backup quarterback. So I think overall, I would.
So you're saying yes, clearly, for what you're
down
saying.
the road. Yeah, I'd say.
What do you mean down the road? It's like the Hall of Fame's not going anywhere. It's like you're in or you're not in.
Well, he's not going to.
Why can you say that? I hate that about the Hall of Fame.
I said he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
All right, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
So that's such BS.
Well, there's a difference between guys that can't miss.
Okay, but my question is, should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yes.
Oh
or no?
yeah, I would say so.
All right, so okay,
Yeah.
you're making that case.
Yes.
I'm gonna say he's a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
He had a great career, but Hall of Fame, no. The problem with Russ is simple. When he was truly, let me back up. He's never won an MVP. He's never been a first-time All-Pro guy. He's never clearly above the Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, Breeze, Manning, even Lamar and Josh Allen. Come on, since they arrived, they're ahead of him. Now the Super Bowl ring does matter. Let's be honest about the Seattle team. The Legend of Boom was Marshawn Lynch. Legend of Boom. Legion of Boom. Okay, and then that defense, the run game, the chaos. Russ was just making some good plays. He was important, but he was not the sole engine for that team, that championship team.
But some games he was.
Let me finish. So when you back half of the resume, it gets messy. The back end.
I would agree with that. I agree.
mean, Denver was a disaster. It was called what? Let Russ cook. I mean, that era. I mean, you have to look at the back end of it. I mean, that's so important. You have to look at the whole part of his career. Was he ever the quarterback you feared? I mean, was he ever the best player in the league? No. So my answer is very good, but not Hall of Fame.
I think a lot of times we look at clutch numbers too. He had some real clutch throws in a lot of those games. So like a lot of quarterbacks that had clutch throws or clutch catches, we talk about receivers and the overload there. But for Russ, he had some huge throws in games during those years they were going to the playoffs, year in and year out. The guy started his rookie year, third round pick. He starts, and you watch that very first game against the Cardinals, which was here. Now with this kid, he gets it. He's special. I mean, for him to start from day one as a rookie and have a long career.
We see it a lot.
Okay,
now.
but you didn't see that.
I mean, he played at Wisconsin, played at NC State. I mean, he had some. You
didn't see that.
Like he was a one and done.
Rock, you said 14, 15 years ago. You might see.
All right, but you still did it. It happens all the time now.
All the time. That's different. But you were going back 14, 15 years when he started. He's one of the few that would come in and play with that team and have success right off the bat. And I think so many times, some of the intangibles, clutch throws, getting that team there year in, year out, running that offense. And yeah, everybody, I could say all the quarterbacks had good running backs and good defenses.
Okay, but I mean, it's not about the numbers in the passing era, right? I mean, it shouldn't be about who dominated. He didn't dominate. You didn't fear him. You clearly didn't fear him. It should be about being one of the like say defining players at his position. And he was top 20? Or I mean, maybe top 15. He was very good for a good time, but in a long time. But was he ever the guy? No, he wasn't.
I disagree.
That's what puts guys in the Hall of Fame.
First,
they're going to put every guy up that puts up big numbers. They should get in the Hall of Fame.
Here's the thing: not so much that. I mean, watching him in and leading comebacks for Seattle, leading them down the field in the playoffs, and what he did, you got to give him a lot of merit credit for that as well, too. I think, and it's not so much okay. A lot of guys, hell, there's a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks last 2 or 3 years of their career. They didn't do anything. I mean, they
2 or 3 years. We're talking about what? How many seasons did he play? I mean, he played a long.
Well, he got
time.
Pittsburgh to the playoffs a couple with the Steelers.
I mean, 14 years he played.
Yes, but he got Pittsburgh to the playoffs when he was there. His 1 year, And then with the Giants, he didn't start last year because they got the new guy, the rookie in, got Jackson Dart in. So I look at Russ Wilson as what he did, clutch, consistency, hardly was ever injured. I mean, look at the longevity of the games that he's played. I mean, I look at it more of and then take him to the 2 Super Bowls. And if it not for the one throw that was picked by Butler, I mean, he might have had 2 Super Bowls right there. Now that play, I got to put that on Pete Carroll. They should have ran the ball in with Marshawn.
Let me ask you some comparables. Okay, when you look at other quarterbacks,
All right.
you look at the quarterback buckets. Okay, Eli Manning, Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Okay, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes.
Okay, Philip Rivers.
Yes.
Matt Ryan.
No.
Carson Palmer. He's in.
Yeah, I would.
Matthew Stafford.
Yes. Eventually.
Joe Flacco.
No. Wouldn't Flacco. I would not probably.
All those guys, he has fewer passing numbers than all the guys I mentioned.
Okay.
His TD total is good, but it's not overwhelming. So the whole argument, you got to lean on, did he dominate or not?
Well, as a quarterback, you don't have to
if
dominate.
Phil Rivers and Matt Ryan are not automatic, then Hall of Famers with bigger passing numbers, then why is Russell Wilson automatic with fewer yards, fewer peak awards, no MVP, no first-team All-Pro?
I think consistency, year in, year out.
What do you mean year in, year out?
He was the leader.
He was the leader. He wasn't
Rock.
consistent.
He was the leader of that Seattle Seahawks team. He was.
I think the defense was.
Well, there was times they were down where Russ led them. I mean, the second Super Bowl against Brady. I mean, in that last drive, leading them down the field, he made huge throws down the field to get them to the 2-yard line. So you look at what he did in the big games in Super Bowls and some of those NFC finals. He had big games as far as that is concerned.
Again, I have nothing against Russell Wilson. This is not a knock on him in any way. I kind of like the guy. I think he was a good player, very good player. I just don't know where you draw the line when it comes to Hall of Famers. And if the guy can't get in the first time, then why should he get in the second time or the third time down the road? Well, it's like, the superstar Hall of Famers are like a Larry Fitzgerald who's going in. He's the first. First right
time.
Away. Yeah. That's the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody can sit on a bench for years
before
he gets in.
Well, so I think that's where I think the Hall of Fame should add more guys in. They're more deserving.
Fine.
Add more in.
I'm okay with that. Howard Balzer, who is going to be at the Hall of Fame, he's there every year. He's been covering the league for 50-plus years. He's going to join us next. We'll have this discussion with him as well. But here's Max with another ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Max Brown. The D-backs were shut out by the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-0 last night at Chase Field. Arizona managed just 2 hits as Shohei Ohtani dominated on the mound, striking out 6 over 6 scoreless innings. The D-backs continue their 4-game series with the Dodgers tonight at Chase Field. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40 p.m. Arizona time, with Ryan Nelson expected to start for Arizona against Justin Robleski. Twin Peaks has the Go for Goal giveaway rolling. 5 winners score a hosted soccer match, hotel, and a $250 Twin Peaks gift card. Enter free at TwinPeaksSoccer.com and catch Michelob Ultra specials during all USA matches at Twin Peaks. TwinPeaksSoccer.com. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get Dad dialed in with Ping Scottsdale Tech putters. The new mallets introduce IQ alignment technology. Each model improves your focus to sink more putts. Need more ideas this Father's Day? We have gift cards in any amount, plus our online gift guide at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
I work for the Arizona Department of Public Safety Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Unit. Any idea why I stopped you today?
No, sir.
I stopped you for distracted driving. Arizona law prohibits the use of electronic devices unless they're hands-free. Truck drivers see everything, except their blind spots. Cutting off a truck is like cutting off a freight train. It's dangerous, so stay focused on the road. Visit sharetheroadaz.com to learn how to drive truck smart.
Sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation and the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Driving high can get you a DUI. Instead of getting behind the wheel, designate a sober driver or rideshare. In Arizona, drug-impaired driving is illegal, even if the drug is legal. So drive sober or not at all. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving, since drugs slow your reaction time and cloud your judgment. If you feel different, you drive different. Visit drivesober.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and co-host of the Pro Football Hall of Fame show on Sirius XM. A Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Howard joins us now, and he'll be in Kent for the Hall of Fame inductions. Of course, Larry Fitzgerald's going in. No surprise there. Howard, we just had a nice conversation about Russell Wilson now that he retired and is going to be at CBS, and if he is, if he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. And Manuch just said sure, and I said no. Where do you stand on Russell Wilson?
I'm probably right now at least somewhere in the middle on that. Okay. I don't think it's an absolute yes or an absolute no. And certainly he will probably come up for discussion for that. Obviously had a very successful career. Of course, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks in this league that, they come through and have very good careers and, get discussed but don't get elected, or, it takes them a little bit. I mean, what the heck? We've had Eli Manning now. Being a finalist 2 years in a row and hasn't even been able to advance in the reduction to 10 from the 15 finalists. Phillip Rivers was going to be voted on in that class, but when he came back to the Colts, it was the Colts, right? Yeah,
Colts, right.
When he came back to the Colts last season, that pushed his eligibility forward another 5 years. But, there's a guy who also had a great career, but certainly, never got to a Super Bowl, much less was on the winning side of one. So I think it'll be a very interesting discussion, about Russell Wilson. There'll be a lot of people that will just automatically say, oh, Hall of Famer. But I think that's an immediate reaction a lot of times, which doesn't then look at, all the other aspects that go into whether a guy ends up being a Hall of Famer or not. A lot of it has to do with how many other players are eligible at the same time.
Howard, is there a time where they may expand the amount of individuals going into the Hall of Fame?
I wish they would, but what they've done over the last couple of years is they've basically made it fewer and made it harder to get in. And I think that's a troubling trend that we're seeing, at least over the last 2 years. I mean, for like 2 decades, there were 5 modern-day guys who were elected to the Hall of Fame every year. Then over the last 2, where there normally would have been 10, there's only been 7. So that's another 3 guys from those list of finalists that would be in the Hall of Fame now if they were, using the same process that they did for a long, long time. So I'll never say never, but I don't see where this leadership of the Hall of Fame, to me, is looking to make it harder to get in, not easier, which I don't know if that's a good thing, because what you're doing is you're keeping out players that are every bit as much Hall of Famers as others who came before them, and maybe in this process wouldn't have gotten into the Hall of Fame or would have waited a lot longer. And now you're keeping guys out, and the more you get first time eligible players that come into the mix every year, that makes it harder on guys who have been finalists in previous years. It's just like I said, it's just really, really, really difficult. We could have a whole show and talk about this, and it would be quite interesting and a very interesting discussion. But I think it's like I said, it's gotten harder, and I don't believe, and I know a lot of other selectors are on my side on that and believe the same thing. And I mean, next year the 2027 class, we're going to have Ben Roethlisberger. I haven't looked at the list recently, so Adrian Peterson is going to be in there. I think Rob Gronkowski is going to be a first-time eligible. So like I said, I see it only getting harder and harder, and I don't know that that's a good thing when you have so many players that did great things during their NFL career.
All right, Howard, we want you to answer the question that everybody talks about, the refreshment stand here on June 4th. Who will be the starter for the Arizona Cardinals on day one?
I think it's almost impossible to say who that's going to be at this moment. I mean, because there is so much in limbo. I mean, next week, I think the final OTA for the Cardinals was today, and then next week they've got the 3-day mini camp, which, by the way, of course, is mandatory, and there are fines if players don't show up for that, like Josh Sweat, like Jacoby Brissett, and they could be fined close to $108,000. Granted, in the whole atmosphere of millions of $1 million contracts, that's not a lot of money, but it's still $108,000 that you can be fined for not being there for the mandatory minicamp. Will Jacoby Brissett be there? I mean, everyone has their opinion, but no one will know until Monday rolls around. And if he continues to stay away, then you have to start wondering, where he's going to stand with this team. So I don't think you can absolutely say who it'll be at this point. A month ago, I would have said it would have been Jacoby Brissett, but now it certainly wouldn't surprise. I don't think it would be Carson Beck. I don't know that they'd throw him out there, right away as a rookie, but it very well could be Gardner Minshew, as he is getting a lot of valuable snaps in this new offense that Mike LaFleur is running with the Cardinals.
And on the other hand, Monty Ossenfort said that Josh Sweat's going nowhere. Will the proof be in the pudding, to your point, Howard, that he shows up on Monday? And this isn't whether he's a hold in or hold out. Do you think that'll hold water?
Yeah, it's a good question. Now, I don't know why you would hold in. I mean, whatever reason you're not there, if you're not happy with the team and you don't think you can win, and you were unhappy that Jonathan Gannon, who was a big reason why you came to Arizona, is well, but it can't be a contract deal. I mean, the guy signed a big contract last season, so it's not like you're not being there to try to get more money. And so, what is the issue? Now, I didn't see where Monty Ossenfort said that he's not going anywhere. Did you guys? Did he actually say that? I haven't seen that.
It was reported. It was either might have been either LaFleur or Ossenfort said that he is not going to be traded.
All right. Well, what are they going to say though?
Exactly.
It was like Ian Rappaport. I mean, how many times did the GM of the Cleveland Browns say we're not going to trade Myles Garrett? Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And so if
that's
you're
my
in
whole
the
point
market,
right there, Howard. That's my point right there. Okay, a lot of management speak or coach speak. It falls on deaf ears, and it seems like in today's market.
Well, it definitely does. And Ian Rappaport had thrown whatever he tweeted yesterday. He's not being traded. Well, someone told him that, but that they wanted to put that out there, and so other teams would think that the Cardinals aren't, quote, desperate, to trade him. If they would come out and say, well, yeah, we're looking to move him, he wants to be traded. Well, you just cost, whatever you probably could get in compensation, you've affected that whole procedure. So no one can predict. I know there's always people who think they know what's going to happen, but hey, if people knew what was going to happen on all this stuff, you'd be living in Vegas and living in a $5 million mansion.
The other thing, too, the reference to with Marv Harrison Jr. talking about he's not completely healthy yet. Whether it be the appendicitis came and went, the knee, the this, the that. I was somewhat surprised. Here we are, June 4th, and he's not 100% yet. Had you heard anything one way or the other to the contrary?
Well, I mean, he said it himself, and then he did say it, which I've seen. It's always interesting the stuff that gets reported on what these guys said.
Right.
Like it was like this whole thing where Mike LaFleur talked about the quote roles that Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson are going to fill as the X receiver and who's the Z receiver, and people saying, well, this is going to be their roles. But then Mike LaFleur said after that they could move around. You never have one guy playing the same thing all the time. So, and all that. And so, the situation, and Marvin Harrison, talked about not being 100%. And then he went on to say, it's a foot. And those foot injuries, can linger. And because we know obviously how we saw it with Kyler Murray. Now, I know a lot of people never believe that he was really hurt, but from whatever I've been told and heard, that he had a foot injury, and it wasn't right for the rest of the season. And if you go out there and do too much on it, then you can aggravate it and make it worse. And for a wide receiver, obviously, their legs and their feet are what enable them to play at a high level. So you're only going to do so much. And so and the foot injury happened late in the season. So it really hasn't been, if you think of it that way, I don't remember the exact date, but we're talking about late December, or January, February, March. We're only 4 or 5 months since then. And so you want to be absolutely sure that everything is right with that before you're really doing anything at a high intensity level in the NFL. I'm sure by the time the season starts, everything will be fine. But I don't think it's surprising when you have those things with your foot. And obviously, none of us really know the absolute diagnosis of it because we're never told those things by this organization. And so you're just really guessing when you're wondering what's going on with guys. And so, like I said, though, it's not unusual for foot injuries to linger for guys.
In the meantime, Myles Garrett gets traded to the Rams. Ball gets extended with Seattle. They're looking to extend Witherspoon. The Niners have made some receiver changes. They've made some other extensions here and there. And then there's the Cardinals hoping, what it sounds like, one way or the other, to keep Josh Sweat. You're seeing all these moves in the NFC West, Howard. You just kind of go, wow. It just seems like that bar gets further and further away from this Cardinals organization in competing with the other three.
They've got a long way to go. There's no doubt about that. And these other teams, obviously, when you have 3 teams in this division that, I think they won 38 games. The other 3 teams, the total, the 38-13. Well, those teams are obviously all in the hunt. They're all in the postseason. And they all believe that with the right moves and the good luck and avoiding injuries and all that they could be, still standing when the season ends in the Super Bowl. And so you're going to make moves like that when you're in that situation. The Cardinals are not, obviously. But as those other teams make those moves, it does get further and further apart. And then you have the crazy stuff after the trade of Myles Garrett, where all of a sudden you have Aaron Donald actually saying that he has in his mind that he might consider coming back. Now, what will that look like at the age of 35 after not playing for 2 seasons? Who knows? But, man, if he could play anywhere close to what he was, then, man, it's hard to imagine anybody moving the ball very consistently on the Rams. So this division remains obviously incredibly difficult. And the Cardinals, I guess it's fair to say the Cardinals have a nice view from the bottom, watching the way all those other teams just fight it out during the 2026 season.
Howard, my last one, my Lindy's Pro Football magazine. When am I getting it? I mean, I'm ready. It's in the can, right? So let's go.
We're jonesing.
I want to see it now.
We're jonesing.
Yep, it's been in the can for a couple of weeks. I saw at the supermarket today. Our college magazine was in the supermarket, the National College Magazine, and that went to the printer 1 week before the NFL one. So we should be looking at it within the next week to 10 days at the most, where that magazine is available. And it was interesting when I spoke, speaking to Lindy during my week in Alabama, he mentioned that they have, I think I might have mentioned this before, they have a large percentage of magazines that are sold by people either on their website at lindyssports.com or just call their office and order it on the phone. You pay $4 for shipping, and you don't have to go running around town hoping to find it somewhere. And they sell a big percentage now of magazines, through those means. So if people want to get on the list and make sure they get sent to you pretty much as soon as they get them in the and sometimes you might get them sooner because of how long it takes to distribute those things around the country. So 205-871-1182 is the Lindy's office number. Call that, and they'll get you on the list, and they'll get one sent to you. And then the college ones also when they become available, and the fantasy magazine, which went to the printer this past weekend.
A tradition like no other. The heck with the Masters, Howard.
Oh, I like that. Where have I heard that before?
Tradition like no other. Original, yeah.
A tradition like no other.
Yeah, geez. All right, Howard, as always, buddy, thanks for the time, man. Have a good week.
All right, you too, guys. Talk to you next week.
Howard Balzer joining us, of course, Hall of Fame voter, and I can't wait to have him on live like minutes before Larry Fitzgerald is inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. It should be a lot of fun coming up here in August, and he'll be there once again for like 50 straight years. He's been going to Canton, so look forward to that. All right, we'll continue. We're out here at Twin Peaks, Deer Valley. It's Roc and Manuch here on ESPN Radio Phoenix.
Fight fans, Twin Peaks is your headquarters. Catch the greatest fight night action all month long, including premium matchups and wall-to-wall sports with no bad seat in the house. Grab made-from-scratch food, scenic views, and ice-cold beverages served at 29 degrees while every punch, takedown, and main event plays across the lodge. Don't watch the fight at homes. Watch them at Twin Peaks, where the energy feels like fight night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe, it's a way to go. On 977-1900. 977-1900.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Arizona children enter the foster system every day. If you're a parent, a coach, a teacher, or just someone who cares about young people, then you may be in a position to help. Becoming a foster parent not only creates a positive ripple effect in a child's life, it can improve our entire community. That's the foster effect. To learn more, go to azgcs.gov/foster effect. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Child Safety.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
This C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
It's the Lerner & Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner & Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Wemby's intangibles are absolutely insane. They're off the charts, okay? The pool work. The guy hung out with monks, okay? He went, I don't know where the hell he went, Mongolia, wherever. He hung out with monks, dude. Most NBA players in their off season are at the club, bro. Yeah. This cat is going and hanging with monks, okay? I've said this many, many times, and I'll say it again on your show. Victor Wembanyama is the most serious NBA player I have seen since Kobe Bryant.
He's got a man crush on him, clearly.
You think so?
Rick Campbell. He's got 3 jerseys, he said.
How about that?
Who has 3 jerseys of anybody?
No, not me.
Especially a 57-year-old.
I've got my own jerseys I got 3 of my own jerseys. That's about it. You know, you hear that and you go, wow. I mean, I'd never heard that story about hanging out with monks. And he's a deep thinker. He's a reader. He's very educated. I think he speaks 5 different languages. You know, they're from France. You know, he speaks Italian, French, obviously. I think he might speak German, but he's very well rounded, educated, and focused. I think the whole topic was his intangibles and only 22, 23 years old, only 3 years in the NBA. And here's this young man that, right now, and people say he's trending above the Chamberlains or trending above the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars at this age. And I will say this, he's one of the first pure centers that can literally play every position. He can dribble, he can shoot. Only problem I saw last night's game, Rock, was just handling the ball down low. He had 6 turnovers. Catman, you're right. Catman, one of the best. And we heard Rick say the same thing. He said, look, that may have been one of the best games that Karl Anthony Towns has ever had. In a playoff situation to harass Wemby like he did and to be so proficient scoring. So I think tomorrow night we'll see what the adjustments are from the young Wemby.
All right, here's what's on tap, which is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The official partner of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and scenic views. Of course, got D-backs tonight against the Dodgers, Game 4, the finale of the 4-game set. Dodgers lead 2-1. Also, NHL Finals, Game 2. Also, it's a shame that many of you know, but the end of May, DirecTV removed ABC 15, and ABC 15 is the home of the NBA Finals and the NHL Finals. So myself being involved in a bar, it's frustrating as hell that yesterday at the NBA Finals we had to find the Hispanic station to be able to at least show it because we have DirecTV in the bar.
Sure.
So there are a lot of people that are pissed off.
Oh yeah,
that DirecTV and Scripps can't figure out what they need to do to get this right.
So
but I guess you can, if you are a DirecTV customer, you can call DirecTV direct at 855-KEEP-US-1. And you can tell them that you want your ABC Arizona restored to your lineup. And I believe it's working. So if not, you got to use the antenna. You can use the apps. But that sucks.
Because we need to give that number to Jimmy B because he found that out with the first Carolina game. He went to the refreshment stand. He was the next day we come back. He is hot. So he goes to the refreshment stand, watches the first 2 periods, says, okay, it's significant how they go home, and they can't find it. Now, I think I may or may not have seen that, so I was able to give him a heads up prior to, because I guess I remember when he texted me in the 3rd period, because where the hell is the game? And I went, why? What are you talking about? He goes, I got DirecTV out here in Sun Lakes, and I can't get channel 15. I went, oh, yeah, I think I remember seeing that at the end of May, so as you bring that up. So we got to get Jimmy B that number because he was camping out, went to the refreshment stand. I would say, hey, look, if you don't have it, go to your local Twin Peaks in your neighborhood and go watch it. I'm pretty sure they have it. But
they're running off DirecTV as well.
Yeah. So, he was hot. A lot of people didn't get the memo, Rock. A lot of folks did not get that memo.
I had people texting me, hey, the NHL game's not on. I'm like, I'll just ask them.
Yeah.
I didn't see this. I have Cox, so I didn't see it.
So I do too. But don't a lot of bars have direct and Cox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do.
Yeah. And I figured that all the Twin Peaks in the Valley would probably have Cox as well, too. But yeah, Jimmy B was a little hot. He was a little upset. He had his rant on, what would that have been, on Wednesday, yesterday, before tonight's game. So he got it out of his system. See, he's going to be hanging out at any local Twin Peaks and or any of the his establishments. So, hey, tomorrow we'll be at Wright Toyota. We'll catch up with Steve Peters, get a recap of tonight's National Hockey League Stanley Cup. We'll get a chance to talk to Scott Spreitzer about the handicapping over the weekend. And then Rob Fredrickson, former linebacker for the Cardinals, get his thoughts about Myles Garrett and maybe Aaron Donald coming out of retirement, how the defense is being bolstered in L.A. So all that tomorrow from Wright Toyota.
If you missed anything, of course, just go to rockandmanuch.com or on the Arizona Sports app. So good stuff there. And also, we will have the NBA game here tomorrow, so you can always listen to it. But, NHL Game 2, and then, of course, D-backs Game 4 with the Dodgers. We appreciate Twin Peaks for having us, as they do each and every Thursday. Thanks to Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. We'll be at Wright Toyota tomorrow. So for Max, for Manuch, and Rock, have a great night. See you back here tomorrow at 1.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here, and do you struggle raising your arms, climbing stairs, kneeling down? That means you can't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without that exhausting pain. So let's celebrate what you can do, and that's exactly what QC